Welcome to Out of Our League.
Welcome back.
This is episode 8. We got Jesse on board. Jesse Hurd. You want to shout out your Twitter or something?
Oh, dude, I changed my Twitter handle so much. I think it's like 555E.
I think you're right.
SSE. Like the 2 5s and then the third 5 is a J and then SE. Jesse.
I'll put it on the screen.
Yeah, please.
Start with sports?
Yeah, we'll start with sports.
Sick.
Do you want to start with other sports? Because I got a lot of MLB. Do you want to knock that out?
Only shit I'm up to date on right now is Florida and Colorado are the first 2 NHL teams to clinch.
Yeah, I
so
saw that.
that's cool. I mean, I was kind of annoyed whenever it showed Florida clinched first because I was like, how is Colorado technically not already clinched too, being number 1?
Right.
But whatever. They're in there. Forgot to talk about how Austin Matthews is over 50 goals now. He's at like 53,
Yeah.
54, I think, last I saw.
You're probably right. I don't know.
The GoPro went off.
Oh, I forgot that I didn't turn that off. I can look up to make sure what he's at right now, but I think it's like 53.
That's wild.
Yeah.
We said this, I don't think it was on the podcast, but I think he's going to get to like 80. I think.
How many games are left now?
I don't know games. There's like 3 weeks left, though, I think, of the regular season.
So probably about like 15.
At least.
Like about 15 games. Does anybody know like what he's averaging per game? Like how many goals he's averaging per game?
I saw something where he's averaged like 47 goals in the last 47 games.
So a goal a game.
I saw that.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
That's insane.
You have a guaranteed goal.
Oh, I'm sorry that I don't know if this is going to mess you guys up, but I'm just going to like ping pong off to another stat in another sport.
You're good.
That just reminds me of this. I saw a stat the other day. Lionel Messi had won 4 Ballon d'Ors by the time he was 25 years old. And since then, there are no players under 25 years old that have won Ballon d'Or.
Jesus Christ.
That just, I think that wraps up GOAT conversation.
Oh, absolutely. Ronaldo doesn't have...
Ronaldo's a great player. It's kind of like it's synonymous with basketball. People would say LeBron James is the greatest basketball player of all time and Michael Jordan's the greatest scorer of all time. And then you could flip it over to soccer. You could say Messi's probably the greatest soccer player of all time, but
right.
Ronaldo's probably the best scorer.
Yeah.
But back to NHL goals. I don't know how often it is for teams to have like players with 20 plus goals. But last I looked at the Penguins stats, they have like close to double-digit players in 20-plus goals this year.
That's ridiculous.
Goddamn.
Yeah, like if I could probably look at it real quick.
Is that like including backups?
Yeah, like all Crosby 26, Gensel 33, Russ 23, Rodriguez 18, Carter 16, Malkin 17, Raquel 19. Heinen's at 14, so he has a chance. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 players on their.
It's fucking nuts.
On their lines.
I don't even know where they're at in the standings right now. Do you know
like
what?
They're 7th or 8th.
Okay.
About 40 games. They're on like a 2-game losing streak right now, so this game's pretty big. But Crosby's out tonight.
Mm-hmm.
It says right there. I mean, like all their star players are just rotating on and off. Like nobody's ever all playing together.
Hopefully they can all get healthy by playoffs.
By playoffs, yeah. Because if they make it, it wouldn't be fun to watch.
No. It was 54 goals, by the way. I just now found it. He's at 54 goals right now.
That's ridiculous.
It's insane.
I wouldn't even be able to score 1. I've never even ice skated, so I'd step on the ice and fall.
I laughed at Tanner's comment on one episode, and he was like talking about Colorado, and he said, I actually played on the teams.
We talk about that all the time because we end up saying we.
I say we all the time, and I've been seeing a lot of Twitter debates about it, honestly, and I can see both sides, but I will tell you which side I lean on. Because there's the side that people are like, you're weird, like you're not on the team, you do nothing for that team. But then I think about how much revenue fans bring in, and like
for
you
sure.
see all the time teams literally relocate because they don't get it. You guys talked about it before. The Arizona, you can look at it with all sorts of teams. Jacksonville in the NFL right now, teams relocate all the time because they can't get a solid fan base and they just don't bring in revenue.
Or like the A's talk, and then they're like, actually, we're just gonna get you a new stadium.
Yeah, so it's like
why? Keep
it's like
Henderson.
I feel like you owe a lot to the fans, and I understand players being shitty with fans all the time. Like I don't have a problem with that because most humans suck, dude. So
Most
like
fans suck.
like, and I just know, like, being all over Twitter and like with music, sports, everything, people are ruthless to professional athletes. So it's like I get how they're shitty to us, but like you do owe the fans a lot, and I feel like the fans have earned the right. If you're gonna support this team and buy their merch and buy tickets to their game, you're paying them.
That's true.
It's we. Yeah.
Yeah, it's we all the fucking way.
I mean, you know, we've talked about superstitions. Like, that makes you part of the team, right? If your superstition works and they get the win or
Right.
not. I mean, like, technically.
Yeah.
The biggest superstitions I have is when OSU is playing. I swear to God, if they start losing after they've been playing good, I'll stop watching.
Really?
I swear to God, they'll start
and you've
doing
always
better.
told me that. You've always told me that. See, I've never been able to get, like, I don't judge, but like I've never been able to do that. I always want to watch my team, but I often find myself like I try to stay away from superstitions because sometimes they get like really out of hand and stupid. And so it's like as an OU fan, like anytime like I see OU like an OU jersey concept or something, like anything, people will be like, nah, you need to wear red, and white. You know, we stick to one uniform and one uniform only. And I'm like, bro, we haven't won a championship since I've been alive. I don't care if anybody gives a flying fuck if they're wearing red pants, bro. Just let them wear whatever.
It's crimson and cream.
Sorry, crimson and cream.
Sorry, I just know that my uncle, who's a big OU fan, would correct me.
Right.
'Cause there's a big difference.
Just to go off on another tangent, though, talking about relocating and stuff, OKC's getting a hockey team. Did you see that?
I didn't. Like an NHL team for
No,
okay.
It's a junior league team. They're relocating from Wichita Falls. It's going to be the Oklahoma Warriors is the name of it.
Oh, sweet. So we'll get renamed in like 3 years for racism. Is that what they called it with the Guardians having to switch their name?
I think it was appropriation is what they call it.
Right, appropriation. Okay.
Well, like I know what appropriation is.
Right.
Technically.
I know the Warriors is what they were in Wichita Falls, but they're just relocating. The only shitty thing about it is OU has a hockey team. They're not very good.
Right.
But the new team is taking over where OU played. And so now OU doesn't have that facility anymore, and they're going to have to go all the way to Edmond and share UCO's facility.
Right. I know where UCO plays.
And
that's a decent drive for...
It's a pretty solid drive, and those teams don't like each other. You know what I mean? So
well,
they're probably...
UCO whips them.
Right, yeah, no, not even close, but there's probably going to be kids getting out of OU hockey for a couple reasons now, but that being a big one, that they don't have their own set place.
Oh, that's like all of LSU's basketball team decommitted after they fired their last coach.
I saw that.
They fired their last coach like right after the season, and like every player in one day, like it was like 8 or 9 players entered the transfer portal.
Jesus.
And then they had like one guy left on the roster, and like the next day he's like, nah, I'm a dip too.
That just happened with St. Peter's too.
Yeah, but St. Peter's is kind of understandable. It's like, it's how it always is. Like any team that has like a tournament or like any kind of relegation system, it's like when Ajax made the Champions League, you know, like they went on that huge run. I think they made it to the semifinals or whatever. And then right after, like literally every young player that was on that team just got like a huge deal from a top 5 club, you know, just cause. And it's like, it's how it is with most Cinderella teams in the March Madness tournament. Like, you know, they went out, put on a show, showed that, hey, we can beat these top seeds on a bad team. Come put me with good players.
That's a good point.
So they know they're going to go get to play 1 year at a bigger college, make a better name for themselves. It's all about draft. It's all about draft stuff.
It's like going to like a D2 school or a junior college just so people can see you.
Right.
Not to cut off the vibe. What mic is channel 2 right there on the screen?
It's probably mine.
Yeah, it is. Will you turn your mic closer to your mouth? Try that.
Like that?
I think that's a little bit better.
Maybe.
Yeah,
see.
that sounds better.
I'll just not breathe too hard.
We can compress it too. It'll help.
Well, we can talk about NFL, I guess, but my only note for NFL is that The Rock owns the USFL now.
Yeah,
And
Damon wants us to cover that.
My question is, why is there a USFL and why does The Rock have to own it?
Well, isn't it he bought the XFL
He bought the XFL.
and is turning it into this now?
And it's
And
doing great. I'm sure.
I'm confused because I actually just saw this thing on Twitter that was like a logo for XFL, not USFL.
so is there both now? Because like we were looking into it and they've like released all the jerseys and shit for the USFL that you can like already order and stuff, and they're not that great. The team names kind of suck shit.
If we're being honest, like when I see that shit, I just don't get excited anymore because like I feel like it's been like ever since like 2017, like every other year, there's just some random like indoor football league that's coming up, and it's like they all like either start a season and have no revenue to continue a season, so they like cancel mid-season, or like they hype up, like they'll be hyping up the drafts and shit, and it's just like a bunch of players that were like used to be good college football players and aren't anymore, and like went pro and busted out. Like nobody wants to watch that shit anyways. I don't want to watch Johnny Manziel throw a ball to Terrell Owens. Terrell Owens would probably break his hip. Like I don't care how hard he trains, he's like damn near 60, bro. Like
I do kind of want to get a jersey though, just for the meme of
for
it.
the memes. Okay,
Like,
I respect.
because they're not that.
It
I
would
think
be
they're like
pretty
$70.
rare, too.
Like it's nothing crazy.
It'd be a pretty rare thing to have.
Right, because
I doubt it.
Yeah,
lasts
because
more
I
than
mean,
one
there's
season.
huge fucking chances that they probably get canceled by like September.
right.
It'd
You
be
got to
like-
look up. Oh, go ahead.
It'd be like having the Trasher jersey. A hockey team.
Yeah.
I wish I fucking had one of those. Those things are sick. You need to look up those jerseys though once we get done.
Okay.
They've got like a fucking purple and orange one that's like actually the best looking one somehow. It's pretty bad. The rest of them are just blatant like rip-offs of like
Like the
NFL
Tampa Bay
colorways.
team is literally the same thing as the Buccaneers. They're like the Invaders. Or
They're the
something like
Bandits,
that.
Tampa Bay Bandits.
The Bandits, and they're also black and red and
Right.
white.
It's like I saw it. That just reminds me of this stupid ass ad that I saw on TikTok. You ever get those like ads for like really shitty mobile games?
Mm-hmm.
All the
And it
time.
was one, and it was like an NFL guy, and he's like running, and you had to like pick teams and like, it was like one of those stupid games where you swipe, and it's like one really good option, one really bad option, and like in the video they hit nothing but the bad options.
Like, you idiot! Choose
But
the
the
right one.
but the team names were like very visible, like very altered NFL logos, and it was like the Cincinnati Angles,
Oh my
Like-
god.
like the Los Angeles like Bars or something, or Mars instead of Rams. It was just cringy as fuck.
Like, what's the least amount of work we have to do?
Right, and that just kind of reminds me of like the teams you guys are telling me about.
They look like college teams.
Right.
Pretty much.
Like some EA team builder shit, like when you like log on to make logos on the old NCAA 14.
Yeah.
It's like very poorly made.
Yeah, I don't know why they would start a new football league. They aren't gonna compete with the NFL ever.
Yeah, it's not like it.
Sorry, I was reading an article trying to. I thought I saw something about Johnny Manziel going to the CFL, the Canadian Football League, and the first thing that came up just says Cowboys ex Terrell Owens NFL comeback starts with new teammate Johnny Manziel, and this was April 6th.
No way.
So I'm trying
Yeah.
to
No,
like.
like,
Did you see this?
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Like Johnny Manziel said he was going to go play in this league, and then apparently Terrell Owens is joining the same team, and so
He's gonna die on the field.
I don't.
I thought you were just bullshitting.
Yeah, no.
I was like, what are the fucking
You were
chances?
like, I just make shit up.
It
and-
sounds made up.
It really does. Yeah, no, like when you get into it, it really does. It sounds fake. But it's like, I just don't understand it. Like, I don't even understand the CFL. Like, because, like, there's never storylines. There's never storylines. Oh, this dude came from the CFL and now he's an NFL superstar. Nah, bro, there's like a couple, like, NFL stars that went to, like, small schools, like in college. But it's like, I don't know. It's not like the G League with the NBA. Like there's like players that skip high school, go straight to Team Ignite, play against pro athletes, for a year, and then like they can get drafted the following year after they've been playing against professional level players, and it works. And I mean, you look at the Thunder, and it's like players just get called up all the time, and it's like they called up Jalen Hurd a couple days ago, I believe, off of the G League roster, the G League roster, and first game had like 11 points, 20 boards. Second game had like 23 points, 21 boards.
God damn.
Yeah, just started going ballistic. So it's like I feel like the G League option's a really solid way to go. I don't know why a lot of people wouldn't do that. And
it's just the same thing as making your way up through the minors in baseball or hockey.
Yeah, like the junior team stuff too. Even before the minors, you start there instead of going to a college team or something.
Right, exactly. Right. Like out of all sports, you feel like the NFL would have a very good developmental program, but they just don't.
It's like, oh, you sucked in college? That's too bad.
Right.
Yeah. And you look at any MLB player and had to go through the minors. Like it's very rare any player ever just gets drafted and it's like, oh, you're in the MLB now.
The only one off the top of my head is Dansby Swanson, and he's not even good anymore.
Yeah, and there's a reason why Dansby sucks because
he got developed.
Yeah.
It's not even the CFL, by the way, it looks like. It's something called the Fan-Controlled Football League.
Yeah, that's that dumb shit where the fans get to pick the plays, bro. I don't know about you, but like everybody I play in Madden is just ass. Let's just run it up the middle 8 times.
It'll work eventually.
Like I just feel like there's gonna be like stupid. I just feel like there's gonna be stupid rules like. Oh, here goes Johnny Manziel, and he's running 6 yards back, and he throws it off the wall, and then kicks it.
It's just fucking
Owens.
NFL Street.
Yeah,
that game was fire.
Some dumb shit.
Like Terrell Owens got in his car and drove home.
Yeah, if they're gonna have like really stupid rules, they might as well go like all the way and just be like, all right, nobody gets to wear pads, and everybody wears like 2 like straps on their shoulders that have spikes, and you aim for each other's lungs.
They're just playing fucking jackpot. Yeah. It's not even.
Yeah, just throwing the ball up.
There's no targeting, and there's no helmets.
Yeah.
And there's also prisoners.
And in order to count any special teams touchdown, like a punt return or a kick return, you have to do the Antonio Brown kick the punter in the face for it to be eligible. So it's like if you like break through the defense and the punter's on the other side of the field, you got to run all the way over there to drop kick them.
You have to hit them.
Yeah,
it's that or the Myles Garrett.
Yeah,
or if you get a sack, that's what it is. If you get a sack or something, you got to fucking club him with the helmet.
Yeah, it only counts if you hit him with the helmet. Otherwise, it's just a loss of down.
God damn it. Baker? I want to hear your thoughts on Baker.
Oh, man.
I've been relaying a few pieces of information. Like, at first you were very upset that Seattle was an option.
I was so upset about Seattle. I really... At first, it was really funny. Like, if I didn't text my friend that I talk about this the most with at work so much, I'd probably like go try to find the conversations, because it was so funny. Because it was like Baker came out and was like, like, I'm loyal to this team, and the Browns are like, Baker's gonna be our starter. So I was like, bro, there's no way. And then they're like, they're trying to trade it for Deshaun Watson, and I was like, all right, that's bitch made, like, whatever. And then it was like the Browns are out of the running, and I'm like, cool, Baker's just going to go ball out for Cleveland and then leave next year because they're both on bad terms. He's just going to play this last season. And then it was like, right, like literally like less than like 12 hours after the Browns are out of the running, he signed with the Browns. And I was actually at work, and my friend called me. And like I went into the back, and I was like, what's up? And he's like, did you check your phone? I looked at it, and I was like, no fucking way, bro. There's no way. So I was like visibly upset. I was like, dude, I want a good team. Like, I wanted the Colts. I want maybe the Saints. What was the other team I wanted at first? It was like Colts, Saints, and
I'm trying to think who else needed a
quarterback. It wasn't the Seahawks at first. Oh, Panthers.
Yeah.
And then it was like every single team, just like, it was like every day I was on like this Baker edge. And I was just like, man, is Baker going to get traded today? Is Baker going to get traded today? I was like literally my phone would buzz, and I'd be like, check it. And it was just every day for like a week and a half. And then like after a week, it was like, damn, like every place Baker could have gone is just taken now. Like they just went with somebody else.
Or like the Panthers were like,
and it's like, I was like, do people really think Baker's that bad? Because like when you look at stats, I'm not saying Baker's the best. Baker is a great quarterback. Baker had I think he had two maybe 3 games in the season that they made that he took them to the playoffs and led them to the first win. he had multiple games where he had like 4 touchdowns in one half, and then it was like he was 9th, I think, in QBR, right above. I can't remember who the other name was, but 8th was Tom Brady.
Oh, fuck. Okay.
Or maybe 9th was Tom Brady. Baker was 10th, something like that. He was in the top 10 of QBR and literally like right behind Brady by like points. It was like something 0.8 and something 0.4. So he's like hella close to Brady, and
he can run the ball.
Yeah, but then he like obviously dropped off. But it was like he hurt his shoulder, and it's like you can't really rotate your arm when your shoulder's in a brace, and
You're
then
not gonna be confident.
Then he hurt his leg like twice. I think he hurt his knee and his ankle on the same foot, but both of them were his plant legs. So it's like, how do you throw? Set up for failure in Cleveland, to be honest. It's just a terrible system. 4 seasons, 4 head coaches. But here lately, I've just been fantasizing about like Baker throwing the ball to like Noah Fant and Tyler Lockett and DK Metcalf. And then now I've like waken up like the last 2 days and people are like, "Oh, DK Metcalf's gonna get traded," and I was like, "Sick." So
please no.
I just want him to play for a team because he's been my favorite football player since he came through OU. I have like a weird connection, and it's like I could go to like another OU QB. I could be a Cardinals fan or an Eagles fan.
Right.
But I feel like it's something about Baker like playing at OU for 3 years. It's like I remember the year Baker, obviously not the year he transferred, like the year after when he got named the starter. My brother was talking to me, and he's like, "Yeah, we got this new quarterback, Baker Mayfield." He said he likes to run the ball a lot. And I was like, man, I just want somebody that'll throw it. I don't know. I sounded like an old white guy. I was like, I just want somebody to sit in the pocket and throw the ball. You know, do what a quarterback's supposed to do.
As long as he gets a touchdown.
Dude, it's like I watched Baker play that first game, and I was just in awe. And I went and watched Baker play. The first game I ever watched Baker Mayfield play, Iowa State. His first year he was here. And his, like, second play of the game is, like, he, like, handed it off like it was a stretch, and then I think it was P. Reiner Mixon turned around, threw the ball back to him like on a flea flicker, just launched down the field like 65 yards. And I was just like, this man really just did that. That was the greatest athletic performance I'd ever seen in my life. I was hooked on Baker, so I just hope he has a team to play for. Otherwise, I'm just going to be floating around the NFL just watching.
Oh, yeah.
This offseason's been crazy. People have been going like LA Dodgers mode, like, is it something about Los Angeles? They have so much money to spend.
Yeah. Rams
just signed so many players.
Just got rich ass owners.
And it was so weird. It was like I saw like the reports like Rams gonna sign, or Bobby Wagner wants 1 year $11 million deal, and then like the Rams are just like, fuck it, we'll just give him that for 5 years. 5 years, $54 million.
God damn.
And it's like, I don't know. They're just stacked. Raiders are stacked. Everybody's talking about this whole AFC West thing. It's it'd be Chargers, Raiders, Broncos, Chiefs.
Yeah.
So
Chiefs are going to be rough without Tyreek.
It made no sense. Well, obviously Kansas City didn't want to trade him. It was all about money. That's probably why he went to Miami, because they just had a bunch of money to spend.
Seemed like he was ready to go though.
He
has that relationship.
It was weird.
Pat, but
it was weird. I like that Miami said they want to use him like Deebo Samuel. They kind of want to like run him in the slot, like let him play running back. And I think it's cool because with Tua, you're not going to be able to do what Mahomes did. You're not going to be able to throw the ball.
Not a shot.
I think I could probably throw the ball further than Tua Tagovailoa. If you're watching this, I hope you know that.
We'll add him. Yeah.
I was a 4.5-star recruit on NCAA 14.
There you have it. There's
so
fucking you suck.
Tua. But no. So yeah, Tyreek, but still that entire division is loaded. Chargers with Devontae Adams, Darren Waller, Derek Carr, Josh Jacobs. Josh Jacobs is a bit of a heartbreaker for me. He's from Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I think it was neither OSU or OU had offered him like really early on, and he got an offer from Alabama before both of them, and he took the offer at Alabama. God. Then, like one step up, college football playoffs. Played Oklahoma while he was on Alabama and just ran all over him. Just every player that touched him just fell to the ground. Every time he touched the ball, it was just like, oh look, he's in the second level and he's in the end zone.
Fuck.
It was so painful to watch how you could let that happen.
Do we need to?
I was just about to say real quick before we get into the next thing, we do need to restart the camera. So be right back. And we're back.
Like always, we'll be right back, and we're back.
I don't know how else to transition back into it. Like, it doesn't change for the audio, like we said, but...
Like, hi.
Did we have any more football stuff we wanted to get into before we go to baseball?
I think I'm good. I think I'm ready for baseball.
Yeah, I think I'm good on football. I can't think of anything.
I have nothing. I hope Baker goes to Seattle. That's it.
Yeah, at this point, Seattle would be lit.
What would be really funny is if they somehow were able to... I don't think they have the money to keep him in Cleveland, but if they do and they keep him in Cleveland, it would be so funny if he played so good that they had to start him.
Right. Yeah, no, that's what I was saying. I was like, that was a big talking point people were saying, was like, what if they try to keep Baker? Which made sense until they did like I think it was Jacoby Brissett. I don't know. I've completely unfollowed the Browns. I'm fucking everything. I'm like I'm a teenage girl when it comes to this. I fucking unfollowed all the Browns stuff on like everything. And so, but I think they signed some backup QB, and I was like, that's so weird that they would sign a quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
But there's tons of teams out there that said, hey, just either pay part of his contract or release him. And somebody will take him. Like, I think the Steelers said they really wanted to sign him. If he was released, they'd make a bid for him, which I would love to go see Baker beat.
Baker and Mason Rudolph.
I would just like to see Baker beat Cleveland's ass twice a year.
Oh, yeah.
But people were saying, like, what if they keep him? And I was like, that's true, because, like, if Goodell comes out and says, hey, he suspended 8 games, so Baker has to start half the season.
That's what I was about to ask.
What if he comes out there and goes like 6-2, 7-1, 8-0? Do you face the backlash of bringing Watson in and starting him, or are they like either way? It's a win-win for Baker, because either they start him and he gets to keep balling out, and then he'll get a good offer in the following free agency, or they're gonna sit him and people are gonna be like, damn, the Browns are stupid, and like this is what
fuck
Baker
the whole
did for
thing
them.
up.
Yeah, they really screwed up with this. But who knows if that'll ever happen? That's what we could hope for.
I'm surprised it's gone this long.
Yeah.
Oh,
me
same.
too.
There's still plenty of time.
But the thing is like after like all like the really quick signings that happened like a couple weeks ago, I was like, people just don't want to take on $20 million for a quarterback coming off of an injury,
right?
And is only on a 1-year deal.
Yeah.
So they don't want to have to deal with that. But for some teams, I could see that also as a benefit. I saw that as a benefit for Carolina. I saw that as a benefit for Seattle. You know, you just lost your QB, or in Carolina's case, you have a really shitty QB. Bring somebody in, you know, let them try. If it doesn't work for 1 year. And the thing about Carolina and Seattle both are like, okay, well, they both have, Carolina has the 6th pick, Seattle the 9th. They're take a QB there, blah, 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 blah. But it's like, you could benefit better because this is a weak QB draft class in regards to others, and next year is supposed to be a little bit more loaded than this with more NFL-ready quarterbacks. So, like, why not take a chance, you know? Then you can have a player that you could sign to an extension if they play well. If they play bad, let them walk in free agency. Obviously, if he played bad, then your team probably played bad, so go use your draft pick on a quarterback then when there's more valuable QBs.
Yeah, and Spencer Sanders.
Yeah.
If he plays better next season.
Only QB I know this draft is Kenny Pickett. That's it.
Kenny Pickett.
I can't tell you.
Yeah.
I can't tell you another
and it's
quarterback right now.
The one
honestly.
that everybody's like fangirling over right now is Seattle, Carolina, Pittsburgh. Literally every team that's needing a QB in this draft, the ones that they're all fantasizing about is Malik Willis, and he played at Liberty. Really athletic quarterback. Really, I'm not dogging on him at all, but it's my biggest pet peeve being a football fan. Is everything after the combine. Pro days. I hate pro days. Quarterback pro days are pointless to me, and it's just so weird. And this is exactly why Trey Lance got drafted to the 49ers, and it's exactly why Jordan Love got drafted to the Packers. They have these pro days, and they do really good at these pro days, and teams go ballistic for that. And then they're like, people were talking about like, at the beginning, like right after the season, the only QBs that are probably going to go in the first round are Kenny Pickett and like I think Sam Howell, maybe from UNC. And now it's like Malik Willis is definitely going to be the first QB off the board because he did so good at his pro day. And I'm like, he's literally throwing a ball to a receiver with nobody around him
Doesn't translate at all.
Nobody's pressuring him. He's not in pads. He doesn't have a helmet on. He's just throwing the fucking ball.
He's playing catch.
Yeah, he's playing catch. And they're just like, man, look at that. Look at that.
Did you see that spiral?
Did you see that spiral, man? The way he just flicked his wrist at the end of it.
I wish I could fuck that spiral.
I like his hair. Let's sign him.
Oh my god.
I've been seeing all these like really funny memes, and it's like just like all like the white guys, and it's like, oh yeah, these guys all have high motors. You know, they really love the game. You know, like
He's got a big heart.
he's got a big old heart, high motors.
He's a family man. I like that.
Every time I listen to Mac Miller, I can't remember where it's from or who said it, but it's like this thing, and it's like, yeah, bro, top 5 rappers in the game: Mac Miller, Eminem, MGK, like every like white guy,
yeah.
and they're just like, so like nobody else is like, Riff Raff, you know,
Fucking Lil Huddy.
yeah,
Oh
just
my God.
anybody,
Asher Roth. Anybody remember Asher Roth, dude?
Matty B.
Oh, fuck yeah, dude.
Dude, Matt Ox.
The,
Look, I fuck with Matt Ox, though.
the superior Matty is Matty Vapes.
Oh,
Fucking Matty Vapes, dude.
I completely forgot about that dude.
I've been doing this really fun thing for like probably like the last 10 months now, and my whole life I've pretty much watched the same shows over and over and over, the same YouTube like channels over and over and over. And so I've been doing this really fun thing since I started smoking a lot more, is I'll get really high and then I'll go back and watch all the old shit that I used to watch when I was younger and crack up at, and it's just like 30 times funnier. So it's like right now I'm going through Family Guy, and it's like every episode I'm just dying laughing for like 20 minutes at one joke, and it's just so much better. And I think I did the same thing with well, I already forgot what I was talking about because I'm high. So.
Cody Co.
Yeah,
Talking
Cody Co.
Okay,
every
yeah.
every YouTube video I went back and like watched all the old ones, and they were just so much funny.
That sounds like a great time.
Yeah, that's what I've been doing with the last year of my life.
Some people see it as waste. I see it as
It
a
reminds
win.
me of the Tom Segura skit, and he's talking, he's like I don't have a hobby. He's like, my hobby is watching TV. So it's like when people are like, oh, what do you do? And he's like, oh, I make furniture. He's like, oh, for a living? He's not, just on the side. He goes, oh, well, I like my shows. I like my shows.
I like to sit down.
He's like, I feel like a loser just going home. I just fucking sit there and watch TV all night.
Law and Order.
Yeah.
That's all my mom does. That's her hobby. That's all she does all day.
Dude,
Watch Law and Order.
I don't talk to my parents as much as I should. And so it's like, my parents are really weird. Like, my stepdad's always had to like wake up like super early for work. And like, I was talking to them because I had to stay with them for a weekend. Like, cause like my lease was up at my old apartment, and then I couldn't move into my new one, so I had to stay with them for the weekend. My mom was like telling me, she was like, "Yeah, we normally just go to bed at like 7:30, because Albert has to be up at 1 in the morning to get ready for work." And I was just like, "Don't you guys get home at like 5 o'clock every night?" And she's like, "Yeah." And I was like, "So you spend like 2 hours a day with your spouse?"
You eat dinner and go to bed.
Yeah, I was like, she always like tells me, I'm like, what show are you guys watching? And it's always like a different show, but it's like when you go to like their house and like you look on their DVR, it's like 36 shows just
God damn.
like recorded, and I'm like, no wonder you guys can never finish a fucking show. You watch one episode a night.
It's sad I'm only 26, but I get it.
Right.
At Hobby Lobby, I'd have to get up at 3 in the morning to go work at that warehouse. I was going to bed at like 8 o'clock, dude. It sucked shit.
Dude, I don't really care much about sleep, so I'll just go to sleep whenever I feel like. Normally it's like 12-ish, 1 o'clock. But like if I wanted to, I could stay up until 5 every night, and I could wake up in the morning because I don't have to be at work until 10:30 if I work in the morning, and so I could do it off 5 hours of sleep. I don't mind. But I've been finding myself lately throughout the day, I don't like when I have a complete day off. Well, like when I'm at work, all I think about is like, because the way my schedule's set up, I have 2 straight days off. It's always Wednesday, Thursday. And I was like, every time I'm at work, I'm like, man, I can't wait for Wednesday and Thursday. It's going to be so glorious. Because as soon as I get off Tuesday, I don't work Tuesday night. So I bump it, just goes straight into my weekend pretty much. And I just can't wait for it. And then like on my days off, like it's like the middle of the day. I have nothing to do. All my normal friends are at work. I'm like sitting at my house, and I'm just like, man, I wish I could like be at work right now so I could like be excited to come home. Like, oh, I'm so ready to be off so I can go play my Xbox. Nah, dude,
Instead of just playing it right there.
You gotta get hyped.
Yeah,
about
instead,
it.
yeah, like, I
Right.
just don't feel like doing it. Like, I could literally just sit down and play some video games by myself, you know. Like, that's all. Like, oftentimes it's like I feel like I'm probably off more than Michael. Like, I used to not be off more than Michael when I first.
You
when
worked a
first
shit
got that.
ton.
I worked like 60 hours a week at Cracker Barrel,
Fuck that.
and so it's like I was never really off the same time as anybody. Like, I'd always be playing like from like 10 p.m. later. And now I'm off way more than Michael, but he still always advances further than me in video games because he used to have more time to play than me. Now I have more time to play with him, but I do that same shit. I'll be like, man, I wish I was like excited to play games right now because like I'll sit down and I'll try to play something and I just can't, dude. I just like if it wasn't for me, like I just bought the new 2K and then the new MLB, so I've been playing the shit out of those. But it's like if it wasn't for those games being brand new, I would just be like, I'd be sitting down to play and then I'd just get on my phone. Just scroll on TikTok for like 2 hours, and I'd look up and I'd be like, "Why do I not enjoy these days off?"
You're like, there's a loading screen on Elden Ring. I'm gonna get on TikTok. An hour later, you're like, shit, I died 4 times.
Yeah, I got sucked into like a Reddit story. That's like my favorite part of TikTok. I don't know about you guys.
Getting on Reddit.
I have like Reddit stories that pop up, and it's like the automated voice reads them.
I've seen some of those.
So
Yeah.
it's like I just sit there and like I listen to Reddit stories. Last night I dozed off and I woke up and I was like, "What is going on?" I could hear like an automated voice talking. And I look around. It's like some story somebody was telling on Reddit. And I just. All right, we can go back onto an actual topic. I've just been.
Baseball.
Oh yeah.
You got a
I
bunch
think-
of shit for that.
I think most of this we can just rifle through it, but there's some stuff that I think we can get into. First thing I don't have down, but Shohei Ohtani is starting tonight, and he's also DHing, so that's a first.
Sick.
In the MLB.
It's the first thing in the MLB. I love the universal DH.
It's a sick rule.
I'm so excited for
We've
it.
been wanting that for a while.
So
Well, I think most people have, but we have for sure.
I guess it's because I'm a video game nerd, but I think
Yeah.
you'll agree with me. I really hope that feature is in the new MLB, like where you could be a starting pitcher and a DH, because I would love to make a career where I could do that.
Oh yeah.
So
I'm surprised they
imagine
didn't go ahead and do it or like a patch update at least here pretty
I'm
soon.
pretty sure universal DH is in there, but I don't know if it would allow like the overlap of your starting pitcher.
Oh,
still be your
okay,
DH.
okay. Gotcha.
We'll see.
Yeah. But yeah, go on to another topic.
Since we have the Mets and Nationals game on right now, we can talk about how Jacob deGrom, the Mets ace, is gonna miss a significant amount of time. Stress reaction in his shoulder.
And it just, I saw that and I was just like, it's like reading a report about Anthony Davis, dude. It's just like, really? Again?
Yeah.
You're hurt again, bro.
I don't know anything about him. Is this a big problem? He gets
DeGrom-
hurt like
He's the
every
best
year.
pitcher in the MLB. He had a-
DeGrom's by far probably the best pitcher in the MLB. Probably
Okay.
one of like stays in triple digits. Probably like one of the nastiest velocity pitchers the league's seen in a long time, and he just stays injured all the time, and it's a disgrace.
Like, this probably won't mean anything to you, but he had a 1.08 ERA last year. That's really
I know that's
fucking-
good.
That's
Yeah.
low.
Yeah, it's
I think most pitchers are on like 2.5.
God damn.
probably 3.
2.5 to like 2.
Is this his first season at the Mets?
No, he's been there.
Well,
I think he got drafted
most
there, didn't
most of his career. If he didn't get
Okay.
drafted, I couldn't quote you on that. But if he didn't get drafted there, it was still most of his career.
Okay.
Oh. Oh, that's not big. Never mind.
Well, while you have the Nats in this topic, it's just that was a weird thing. The Nationals won the World Series. What was that? 2 years ago? I guess it's 3 years ago now. 2019
It was the
or 2018. One
it
of
was
the two.
the first year that Bryce Harper was on the Phillies,
Yeah. So like it was 2018 or 19,
which
And it
is
was-
nuts.
and it's just so weird. You lose your star player, then you win the World Series.
And then you fall off again.
And then you just blow your entire team up in one evening. Like, nobody expected them to do that, but it was like right when those deadlines were coming up. It was just like, hey, the Nationals traded this player and this player and this player and this player. And everybody was just like, man, that was weird. And then the Cubs did it.
Yeah, the Cubs did it in the middle of the fucking season.
And it was like both of them just blew their entire teams up in the middle of the season. Nobody knew what happened. And that's why I was saying the other day, like, sports are just like sport. I feel like sports used to be predictable, and like now that like it's like very centralized on getting like a really good sports agent and like
Analytics and shit
analytics
too.
all
and
business.
money.
Yeah.
It's such a business that it's just crazy.
Mm.
And like you look at the NFL offseason, you look at the MLB offseason, you look at the NBA offseason. It's just nuts. Like, there's just so much shit
they
happening.
throw money around like crazy.
Like it's nothing,
Mhm.
man.
They're like, you're decent. We're gonna give you 5 years, $100 million.
Yeah, like the Jaguars giving Christian Kirk 4 years, $40 million or something like that.
I don't even know who that is. So
No.
there you go.
Yeah, he's a wide receiver. It's either 500 or 700, but he's never had more than like 700 receiving yards in a season. And the
that's
Jaguars
trash.
paid him like $21 million a year.
No wonder the Jags are
For-
terrible.
They're just blowing all the
yeah,
money.
yeah. They did like everybody thought like, okay, like the Jags have all this money, another good draft pick. You know, you have your franchise QB. Like all you have to do is just kind of build, right? And they were like, nah, we're gonna get an offensive lineman because we need that. So they signed Brandon Sheriff, arguably one of the best offensive guards in the nation or in the league. I don't know why I said nation, like this is college, but in the league. And then they were just like, nah, let's spend the rest of this on like terrible fucking players.
Surprised they didn't try to keep Blake Bortles forever.
Oh my god.
It was.
Before we get off Nationals, sick fucking jerseys they just released,
yeah.
though.
Oh,
the City
yeah,
Connects or
City
whatever.
Connects. Yeah,
So sick.
I'm very indecisive, and like when it comes to making careers on video games, and the City Connect jerseys make it so much worse because there's only like 8. So I'm like, oh, I gotta pick one of these 8 teams. 'Cause
Right.
I gotta utilize these jerseys. So it's like
I'm gonna go play for a bad team so I can have a cool jersey.
Yeah, like I think right now, like my heart's not set on it yet, and it's not too late to restart. But like my career right now is for the Marlins, and they have a City Connect jersey, but it's not the one that I vibe with the most.
Which one do you want?
I don't know. Man.
You don't know? You still can't pick?
I really want Boston. I really like Boston City Connect
There's a
jersey. It's
yellow.
the yellow one with the blue hat. I don't know, but it's weird to talk about video games, I feel like, but it's just like I don't want to go there because I want to play middle infield, and they're kind of set there. They don't need a middle infielder.
I'm excited to see what the Rockies
I'm
look like,
I'm
too.
so pumped for them.
It's gotta be mountains, right?
Dude,
I don't know how it couldn't be.
What I would hope for, I've seen like maybe it's concepts or maybe I saw it in different sports, but just like mountains at the bottom that are like white or purple, and then the rest is just white.
I think I've seen
So
that
sick.
jersey.
That'd be okay.
Or
So
if they brought
I don't
back
know.
the vest style.
I don't
that'd be
know if
cool
this is
too.
real or not, but anytime you look up on Google or Safari or whatever you use, if you look up MLB City Connect jerseys, there's this link to buy jerseys, and it has the real already released MLB City Connect jerseys like the Diamondbacks, Serpientes, and like the Nationals. They have like all those already on there. But then they have one for the Astros. And the Astros are slated to get one.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, have you guys seen UCF football? They're like NASA uniforms. And they have like a white one with like a gray helmet. It's like a gray helmet with like astrology stuff all over it.
That sounds
It
sick
kind
as
of looked
fuck.
like that. If like that's off the top of my head. But
That would
I don't
be
know if
sick.
that's real or not.
I figured it was going to be space themed, though, for sure,
Yeah.
especially with their new rebrand of their minor team.
Mm-hmm.
They're like the space.
I honestly hate the way the MLB is doing this though, because since I absolutely love that Nike has taken over pretty much every jersey now.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Do they have the NHL?
Adidas.
Adidas has
Yeah.
the NHL. So I'd be interested to see Nike get it because they make beautiful uniforms, honestly. And you know they did it with NBA. Like every NBA team gets like 2 new alternates every year, and they always look really cool. They get like a throwback style and like an actual alternate, and they're kind of starting to do that with the NFL. Like NFL teams can have other helmets. So like I think the Buccaneers are bringing back like the creamsicle uniforms,
Ooh.
and Philadelphia's bringing back like the Kelly green.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
dope.
So I think it's really cool that they're doing that. So I'm excited. I wish the MLB wouldn't do like a couple teams at a time. Just do it how they did.
Do the
with,
whole shit.
How they did with the NBA and the NFL. Just like drop all that shit.
I would like to see Nike get back into the NHL shit, though. Have you ever seen like the skates they used to make?
Mm-hmm.
Fucking sick.
Yeah,
And I've seen
That's what I'm
people
saying.
make.
And like I like when Nike takes over because they're not scared to do like cool. Like I think like the NBA like alternate jerseys are really cool. How they always have like roots within like the culture where the city's at and
Right.
stuff, and like they try to depict that.
Unless
on
they're the Thunder, and then you just get white.
Like, dude, but everybody hates those jerseys, but I actually really like them. Like, I think it should be like every year you get like your home, your away, a regular alternate, and then get like a throwback alternate, and then like one of like the special city jerseys. Like
That'd be
like,
sick.
depict the city.
Cool, yeah.
Like everybody gets 5 uniforms. I feel like it's not too much to ask for. As many designers as there are, like it's concept art you see on Twitter.
I follow a bunch of concept artists on Twitter.
It's like if it's so easy to make these jerseys. They obviously mass produce them. These
Right.
concepts wouldn't make it any harder. It's just changing colors and shit.
You're not talking about a variant of this jersey, are you?
Oh fuck. No, but that's sick.
Yeah, that looks pretty cool.
Yeah.
What jersey's that? Does it
That's
say?
an old Rockies jersey, I guess.
I really like their old where they had like vests.
Yeah, the vest with
Those
like
are my
I
favorite.
gotta
like
look
when they
that
wore
up.
like the black vest with like the purple shirt underneath,
Yeah.
so it looked like the sleeves were just purple. You know, Chickasha started doing that for a while.
They did. It looked pretty cool.
It looked pretty cool.
While you're looking that up, I'll
Yeah.
just move on to mic'd up umps.
Yeah, I fuck with it.
That's cool. I want to hear what they say about replay reviews to fucking coaches and stuff like that. That's cool.
I just want to hear people like talking shit at the same time too.
Oh,
and I
yeah.
think it's just gonna be a great time. Are you talking about these black ones? Is that what you're
Yeah.
talking about? Okay, yeah, those are fucking
and they
sick.
used to wear like a purple like dry fit shirt
Ooh.
underneath. See,
They were
the
the
red,
only
the
team
Reds,
that did that.
the Reds have a jersey like that though.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, they still have it, and at least a couple of seasons ago they
Is it
did.
gray?
No, it was a white one, and they would sometimes they'd wear white sleeves under it, sometimes they'd wear red. But I remember like particularly in one day, I don't think there's any rules on it, or maybe it might have been spring training. Don't quote me. But no, I think it was mid-season. But like Nick Castellanos and like Jesse Winker and like all the outfielders, they didn't wear shirts underneath, so it was just like sleeveless.
Oh, fucking.
So it was like tank tops, and they were like doing like curls, like
That's
they brought
sick.
dumbbells out, and they
what's
were
his
doing
name?
curls.
Derek
Dietrich, yeah, they were all in the dugout doing curls and shit. So that looked really cool.
Derek Dietrich's. Was he Italian or something like that? He's just ripped as shit.
I don't know if I'm allowed to play this on here, but I actually have a clip of the mic'd up umps.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
We can just knock it out. That's weird.
So I don't really know what he said at the end, but pretty much at the first part, he said the ruling on the field was confirmed. The runner was hit by the pitch. And
So it's like
something like he was automatically out, and then somebody else.
So
was
they're pretty
automatic-
much just like taking that from like NFL.
Yeah, it's
and
just like
NHL shit too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wish the NBA did that because I actually just learned this the other day. There's a rule in college basketball you can't wear 6, 7, 8, or 9. I think is what it is at the end of your jersey. Like
What?
so, it can't be the single digit number or like a double digit number ending in 6. Blah blah blah. Because when they when they call fouls in the middle of the game, they use their hands like call the numbers. So it's like 11, 12, stuff like that. So with like it being 6 and stuff, they couldn't do it because they'd be like, is it 51? Is it 15? Is it 6?
That's crazy.
So you can't. I just realized that. So I don't know how they do it in the NBA because I looked at
NBA, I think they just started where the ref is at like the score table and they're talking to a camera to the TV.
Okay, because I was about to say like I couldn't find anything on a rule about it for the NBA, just the NCAA, and I don't remember how it popped up, but I saw it and it just baffled me. I was like, that's so weird.
Yeah,
But yeah, so
That's
they're but like you said, they're pretty much just going straight to how the NFL does it.
that's pretty cool though.
Real quick, NBA, LeBron and the Lakers not making it to the playoffs.
Hot take.
Is it hot?
It's weird. I mean, the team was supposed to win and they didn't, and I mean, it's injuries. I actually just texted my friend this morning. Have you ever thought about how Anthony Davis is just like the biggest pussy ever? Because there's like all these like old articles that came up like when he was like, I don't know if he was like about to get traded or if he's gonna like re-sign with the Lakers or what it was, but he was telling GMs he would not play center, and I was like, "Are you?
You're like the biggest dude ever.
You're like 6'11", bro. Are you bitch made? Like,
fuck?
why are
he's,
you?
he's fucking ripped now.
Yeah,
too.
and
he's
it's like-
massive.
Like he wants to call himself like one of the most dominant centers, and I'm like, bro, or like one of the dominant big men. I'm like, bro,
Mhm.
just play center. Like you got Jokic, you got. I mean, like, there's not that many good power forwards. Like, there's Giannis, and I mean,
That's
you can
it.
name like some decent power forwards, but it's like, but you go to centers and like you immediately think Joel Embiid, Jokic, you know, you think
could
big
think
names,
Anybody.
Cat, fucking, like
Steven Adams. Not really anymore, but Steven Adams.
I miss Steven Adams.
Same. I am having fun watching whenever clips come up on Twitter, seeing him and Ja just ball out though.
He said, "Unhand my point guard."
Yeah.
And he carried that dude away, bro.
That shit was
Fuck,
crazy.
I miss him, bro. He would take care of Shea.
Mm.
Oh, I'm really excited for the Thunder, though, man. I'm so excited for the draft this year. It's just
They're gonna get like low key stacked with a bunch of young guys.
Don't they just have nothing but picks?
Oh yeah. I'm
Okay.
just so
'Cause
excited.
all they have is young people. They don't have really
Right.
any veterans
Mhm.
except for SGA and Door. I think Door's a second year, right?
Ludor, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, it's exciting. Trey Mann's been popping off. Jalen Horde, somebody to watch for. I
Mm.
told you guys about him. 20 rebounds, 2 games. It's
You got
nuts.
like 3 minutes before we got to restart the camera. If you have any MLB to rattle off.
I have some more. This one's quick though. Jackie Robinson Day, the 42 is gonna be Dodger blue now on all uniforms.
Ooh, I like that.
That's
I like
sick.
that. I really, really like that. That's really cool.
I feel like that's been needed. I mean, it was obvious that it was Jackie Robinson Day because everybody's fucking wearing 42.
Yeah.
Mm.
But having it be blue on everybody's.
I respect that because a lot.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know, in a lot of stadiums, me and my coworker were talking about this the other day. He's a Yankees fan, and he noted out like when he goes to Yankees games when he visits New York, he really likes that in the stadium. It's like where all the retired numbers are. They're all like Yankee blue, and the 42's Dodger blue. And I know
that's cool.
And I know there's another team that does it. I think maybe the Diamondbacks do that in their stadium.
I understand.
There's a
Yankees
couple teams
'cause
that
of
do 'em.
Brooklyn Dodgers.
Something I really wish that I know this might be a reach. I don't know if like diehard Cardinals fans wouldn't be for this. I like in the Cardinals stadium how they have like pictures of the legends like Ozzy, and Ozzy's the only one I know off the top of my head. I'm sorry, Cardinals fans. But it's like they have like the pictures of those legends, and I think one of them's one of their old coaches. I think it'd be really cool if they gave Jackie Robinson one of those, but make it
That'd be
blue instead of
sick.
red.
Yeah.
Like just small shit like that is really cool to me. It's just respect.
Oh, yeah.
All right, let's restart
Reset
cameras.
Did something happen to Pete Alonso that I'm forgetting? I feel like something recently happened.
Oh,
to
they
Pete
were just
Alonso.
talking about it, and I wasn't paying attention. I think he's injured.
He said, "Is this game round?" No, he's in the game right now.
Oh, he's in the game?
Yeah, he's playing first.
Did he get re-signed? No?
I don't know what it was, bro. I felt like it was something controversial.
That dude Z is in his armpit. His name is so long. It's like Salt of the Machia.
Oh yeah, dude. I saw a thing about that on TikTok the other day, and it was like talking about like how players' names stretch across, and Saltalamacchia popped up, and I think like somebody else popped up, and somebody was showing D Gordon recently changed his name to D Strange Gordon last season. I don't, Michael, you probably remember that, but it was like the curve on his jersey was like from like his left hip all the way to his right hip. It was like all the way around his jersey, like
What
a
the
horseshoe.
heck?
It looked goofy as fuck, bro.
His name's not that long.
I know. It was like somebody make those letters smaller. Like the letters were huge.
Like Salt of the Machia, that does take up your entire back.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was looking for anything on him. I can't find anything on Pete Alonso right now.
Maybe I was making something up. I have some weird dreams, so who knows?
Before we get into trades, which none of them are really huge trades, sign stealing devices. Did you see this?
I didn't.
So there's going to be a pad with buttons that the catcher wears, and it's for like so they don't have to throw down signs anymore. So that it's a lot harder to steal signs.
So what is it, like a pager system, like
Yeah,
a buzz?
and
so
it goes to a listening device on the pitcher, and I guess it's some kind of vibration or something.
I was just say, what if it was like I'm sure you guys have used like tracks before, and it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, chorus, 2, and it's like fastball,
1, 2, 3, 4,
slider, 2, 3, 4. He's like in the stadium hacking and shit, bro. And then it's just like the catcher's calling it like there's like a PA system. It's like fastball.
Fuck. Doesn't one other player on the field get it too, or is it 2?
Up to 3 teammates can have a pad with buttons, and that's so like the fielders can have their positioning.
But since shifts aren't allowed, okay, that confuses me because it's like, how do you? So I'm guessing like, okay, so I'm a baseball fan, but I'm not like a big enough nerd to like know baseball well enough. Is there like a push-pull tendency like on different types of pitches? Like, I feel like if you're a consistent pull hitter, no matter what's thrown to you, you're going to pull it. So that's how they base shifts, you know? It's like teams would shift like to the entire left side of the field because there's a really big pull righty.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like,
I guess that would be dependent on where it is in the strike zone and what kind of pitch. So, like, if it was a fastball outside, you're probably going to be late and you're probably going to push it. But if you get, like, a curveball inside, you're probably hitting that towards your own
Right.
foul line.
Yeah, I guess. But then it's like, why do you give that to like only some of your position players? Like, is it? I guess at that point you give it to the most like important. But like, what if like the shortstops like have to like what are both middle infielders need to know, and you give one to an outfielder, one to a shortstop? Is it like fastball and like the shortstop's like, oh,
Move left. What? No one said that.
it's like, what's this guy fucking calling all night?
Who's this cockhead? All right. So the device is called PitchCom, and apparently the players are actually excited about it.
I'm excited to see how that pans out.
Yeah. And then some trades. Here's a Dodgers trade
I
for
like
you.
this one. I
Craig Kimbrell
Yeah, I like
from White Sox to the Dodgers for AJ Pollock.
that. I like that.
That's an amazing trade.
I love it.
AJ Pollock wasn't doing much.
Yeah, and a big thing with the Dodgers not making a deep playoff run last year was no relief pitching. Pitching was terrible. Starting pitching was great. Relief pitching was terrible. Kenley Jansen,
And he's gone.
you're finally starting to see the end of his career, which is weird because like I feel like he hasn't been around. He's been in the league for like this is like his 13th, 14th season.
Is it really?
Yeah, it's nuts. He's been in the league for a minute.
Jesus.
So, but yeah, pitching is always a huge grab for the Dodgers.
And then we have Jose Ramirez to the Guardians for 5 years, 124 mil.
Yeah, that was
That's a lot of fucking money. He just got a bag. I'm still unsure how I feel about Guardians.
yeah.
It's cool, but it seems kind of.
I'm honestly
childish.
upset with like the other name change too. I don't like the Commanders. I don't mind it.
Commanders is
It's
lame.
it's obviously
Football
better than
team
the football
sounded.
team.
Oh, I thought football team
I
sounded
actually
cooler.
started to enjoy it, but I saw these leaks and I was really hoping for Admirals. I thought Admirals.
Admirals
would
is
be really cool.
way better than Commanders.
I know that the Guardians is for like they have their bridge. Or
Mhm.
whatever,
I saw
and
that.
It's like the posts are called the Guardians.
Mhm.
That's kind of cool, but you could literally name them anything else.
I saw one of the names was supposed to be like the Spiders or something like that,
Yeah,
and
that
I
was
saw
their
like
old team. That was their old team back in like the 1800s, bro.
people were making like mock-up designs and jerseys and shit.
And
They
it
were
looks so,
sick.
It looks so badass.
Yeah.
bro.
Imagine a spider web uniform.
It'd be
so
fucking
The
sick.
big thing
cool.
about the Guardians is somebody said, I saw like a Cleveland fan posted like when they on opening day of spring training and they went to the stadium, and they took a picture of like a sign. And they said, I guess you really did just need to change the first 4 letters, and it said like Deans something something something, and like GUAR was like brand new, but all the letters were old because it's
Aw, that's
Guardians
lame.
and Indians.
Damn.
That's lame. That's cheap.
So they said they pretty much just changed the 4 letters. So I wonder if that played a factor in it.
That's
Then
because they had to pay.
could-
Jose
because
Yeah,
Ramirez.
they
then
could just
they-
save money for branding.
Yeah, because then they didn't have like a lot to change. Like if like they don't have to, like you said, change their branding. Because like you look at it and like Guardians looks exactly like Indians looked on the jersey. It looks the same exact
the
font,
only
colors,
like big
everything.
change is their C. It's
Mm.
like it's halfway the old C, halfway the new C,
Yeah,
and then halfway looks dumb. And then next trade, White Sox send catcher Zach Collins to the Blue Jays for catcher Reese McGuire. So just traded like backup / third string catchers
right.
for whatever reason. I only include that because it was Blue Jays. Yeah, that was all my sports news.
Hell yeah. I got nothing else. Only other thing I can think of is Getzloff from Anaheim announced he's retiring at the end of this season. Don't know if you pay attention to Anaheim any. He's been there for a long ass time. I think his whole career, actually, he's their captain.
Oh man,
Damn.
He just had a press conference this week about stepping down. And I think the Sharks GM is stepping down, or maybe it's the coach. I can't remember which one.
someone big.
Yeah.
Are the Sharks in contention? I think they are.
They're doing okay.
Let
I
me
wanna
check.
Yeah.
I can't tell you off the top of my head.
No, it's not,
Hmm.
no. They're 29 and 31 in 9.
Oh, it's still better than the Kraken.
13th in the West.
Nice.
Yeah, 7 games ahead of the Kraken.
Kraken, they're gonna have to do some really good drafting. Honestly, I'm starting to think it's the coaching.
Yeah. It's their first year.
Yeah.
You can't be Vegas. You can't. Every team
Well,
can't
the
start
thing-
off like Vegas did.
Vegas had way different rules on their expansion draft
Right.
than Seattle did. Seattle honestly got a really shitty end of the stick when it came to drafting.
Mm-hmm.
Like the number of players protected and like it's just bullshit. And it also, like I was telling Michael a couple weeks ago, it was really huge that Vegas got like one of the greatest goalies ever. In
Right.
The league.
Then they shit.
And
on
then
him.
just fucked them over.
Yeah.
But only other hockey thing, Islanders. I'm hoping they can just go on a run this last 3 weeks because they're right behind Washington
Mm-hmm.
to make it into the wild card. It's probably not going to happen. Washington has 86 points as of right now. New York 73. They pretty much have to win like every game leading up to it, and Washington lose a handful. And I know Washington just beat Tampa last night, I think it was, which was pretty big because Tampa's right above them in the wild card.
Ooh,
So,
that's a big win.
yeah, Tampa's not doing hot. I'm glad Vegas has been playing like shit. They're out of the wild card now.
I hate Vegas, man.
Same. Vegas and
Most
Tampa.
people hate Vegas.
And I hate Tampa too.
Yeah, those are my two
my
teams.
cousins
Yeah.
are Vegas fans because
I-
she was
and I-
a teacher in Vegas,
Mm.
and I'm like, how?
I also really hated Vegas because of the whole Fleury situation.
Oh, yeah,
And
it's just
like
dog
being
shit.
being a Penguins fan before. and it was
Right.
just-
Should we get into Mac?
Yeah,
Let's do it.
get
Oh,
it.
yeah.
Miller, that is
Did we?
not big.
What?
Ignore
Wait,
me. I'm stupid.
Wait, Mac Miller?
Yeah,
He said-
I thought we were doing Mac DeMarco. No, I'm fucking.
Oh, really?
Be like,
Listen to the wrong
this is
thing.
very different.
I don't know if we mentioned at the start of the episode. I can't remember, but we brought Jesse in to talk about Mac. It's one of your favorite artists, right?
Yes.
So,
I actually remember, like, vividly remember being like 11 years old, and my brother was like, would have been 20 at the time, so somebody that probably would listen to Mac Miller. And I just remember listening to like Donald Trump a lot when I was like 11.
That's the first Mac song I ever
it was
heard.
like it was lit, man. Yeah, and then Kids Deluxe came out, like they released the deluxe version a couple years ago. I think it was like COVID time, and it was really lit to hear that because that was like another one of his first albums that I got to get into. His most recent release was
Faces re-release, yeah.
And, oh my god, it was so weird to listen to that.
Yeah,
It hurt.
It hurt, dude. It was like so often
Mm-hmm.
he kept talking about like how he knew.
and then going through like swimming in circles, same shit.
Yeah.
God, dude, it's just his range, his variety as an artist is what makes him so enjoyable.
Oh yeah.
And it's like you can even go to like Good AM,
Mm.
and he has like more romantic songs.
Yeah.
I think RNS is on that album.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Especially like Divine Feminine,
yeah, the
too.
Divine Feminine. He really gets into that.
I'm pretty sure we talked about this earlier, and we'll talk about it again because we'll get back to the Divine Feminine. But you said something like Ariana Grande said the only song about her was Cinderella. But
I think it's Cinderella.
I'm pretty sure the whole album's
The
about
whole,
her.
yeah.
I could have swore like after she passed, or fuck, she passed, after he
I wish.
passed.
If only.
Yeah, it would have been a better outcome.
If God was real, he would have taken Ariana.
God is a woman. No, I'm not. Get y'all dumbass up here.
Oh my god.
Fucking blackface and shit. What are you doing?
I could have swore that people were like, giving her shit. Like, he wrote this whole album about you and you just fucking dipped and got engaged to Pete right away and
Dude,
stuff.
It was such a hard thing to go through.
Oh.
It was such a hard thing to go through being I really like Pete Davidson as a comedian. And obviously, as we talk, Mac, one of my favorite artists. It was so hard because it was just like, you don't know, like, obviously it doesn't really affect me that much. But
Right.
like, you don't know where to stand on it, and like, you really feel bad, like, with the passing of Mac Miller. It's like, damn, like,
It's a morals challenge.
it's fucked up, yeah. And it's like, can you be mad at Pete Davidson By the way, there's
trying
so
to-
much shit going on with Pete Davidson right
He's
now.
a fucking nutcase.
He's
I love it.
everywhere.
Well, I saw. Okay, quick off-topic take. What do you guys feel? Did you guys see the picture? Apparently,
The branding.
Northwest was sitting on Pete's lap, like they were out doing like activities or something.
I didn't see any of that.
And apparently, North was sitting on his lap, and people started like flipping out about it on
I don't
Twitter.
think that's that weird.
I was like, I mean, if him and Kim are like in a serious relationship, which
Yeah.
they've seemed to show that they kind of are,
Got her name branded on him.
yeah, like that's
and another tattoo.
Yeah.
he's a nut. He's just always been crazy though. It's like it's what you expect of him.
Right.
But
I don't think that's that crazy.
No, if it's a serious thing, like we were saying, like it
yeah,
looks. Why?
yeah.
What would be weird
like
about
people
it?
on Twitter were like I would never let my daughter sit on another grown man's lap, blah blah blah. And someone's like, bro, please don't have a daughter. And they're like, what? You're letting your daughter sit on your lap at 15? How weird. And they said, yeah, because it's my fucking daughter.
Also, Northwest
You're the one-
is not 15.
Yeah.
You're the one making it fucking weird
Yeah,
too.
exactly.
Like,
You're the one
I-
thinking that.
That's
Yeah.
what I was seeing on Twitter, and I was just
You
like,
think
nah.
that he's hard while she's sitting on his lap?
Yeah.
You're weird.
fuck. How do we transition back?
Yeah, sorry.
Oh, you're good.
I'm the
We
worst.
wish Ariana Grande died.
I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna.
Well, I mean, we implied it.
right.
Strong,
Someone's got to say it.
strongly implied it.
I'm gonna let you have that take.
Someone had to
Kids.
say it.
But
Someone
yeah.
get
So
sued.
yeah, I don't know. I listened to I don't think the whole album's about her because I think it's congratulations, first, second, third track on that on the album. He talks about the girl he's talking about. He said something like you went away to college and we talked on the phone a lot, and I was like, obviously they weren't together for that.
No,
So-
I don't think it is all about her. I think it's a collection of just like every girl he's had like
Yeah,
a
I think
solid
it's
relationship
him
with.
coming to the feminine side of like every single relationship he's been with.
Yeah.
like, been in. It's a spectacular album. For
It
that
is.
Fact. One of the main pieces I want to like decorate my house with. I want to get a mirror like the one on the album.
That'd be
cover.
fucking dope.
I fucking want it so bad.
Well, let's start with kids.
Start
That's
with
a weird
kids.
sentence.
God, kids,
I-
kids, literally kicking incredibly dope shit. The song, if I decided, if I ever had to have a walk-up song in in the MLB, let me go get the lyrics exactly so I don't fuck it up. I have this shit pulled up because I was listening to it on the way here. The intro, I believe, yes. He says,
About like when you're young, that whole thing.
Okay, he said, "Motherfucker, I feel like the hardest working kid in America playing with the pros. I remember being amateur." And I just that section right there would definitely be my
very fitting.
walk-up song.
That would be sick.
Just says I'm a hard worker in that I used to be in the amateurs and I grinded my way up here. Just some stupid shit. So it's a huge part of me for that entire album.
I don't know where to start with it. I was telling you, I remember like getting this mixtape off of like Dat Piff, I think like my sophomore freshman year, and putting it on my iPod and just listening to that all the time. I already had all of his music saved, so I can't just like, oh yeah, I saved this one and this one. I'm just gonna have to
Right.
read off, and I definitely didn't take notes like you did.
No,
You've got,
see how many notes I took?
he's got a huge amount of
Dude,
notes.
I'm glad you do because I can rattle off all that because Michael mentioned to me taking notes and I was like, yeah, that's a genius idea. And then like 3 hours went by and I just completely forgot about that conversation.
I just don't think about it whenever I'm listening to the music. I'm just
Yeah.
like absorbing it. I can't think to go and write them down.
Well, I know I have to. I think it was Nickelback definitely put it in me that I should
Yeah.
take notes, but like the episodes before, I was like, I don't even remember why I like the song.
Right.
Right.
As far as like favorite songs, probably off of it though. I mean, Nike's on My Feet, Senior Skip Day, The Spins.
That's a 3-song stretch on the album actually, and it's beautiful. And I'll even go one further.
Mhm.
Don't Mind If I Do
It's
comes
an-
right after that.
Yeah.
I fucking love that song. It's probably my favorite song on the album. I love the sample, the Owl City sample.
Oh yeah,
It's just I
forgot that was the one with the Owl City sample.
Yeah.
It's like it's the only application of that song that would even work.
Yeah, and it just I'm actually like a huge sucker for like if you take any older song and sample it and make it like a rap beat, I'll eat that shit up.
Oh yeah.
Look over your
Pretty
shoulder.
much anything from Tyler the Creator.
Look Over Your Shoulders by Busta Rhymes featuring Kendrick Lamar. I don't know if you've ever heard it. Give it a listen. It's off of Busta's. It's off one of Busta's recent albums. I don't know if he's come out with another one since then. It's like 2020, and it's like the third or fourth track on the album. But it's spectacular. I'm a sucker for any old song that gets sampled.
What song did he sample off of? Do you remember?
It's off of I'll Be There by the Jackson 5.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
that's dope.
And it's like just like the Look Over Your Shoulders, honey part, and he just like samples that. It's
That
sick.
sounds fire. Knock Knock and Kool-Aid and Frozen Pizza, obviously fucking sick songs too. What notes did you have for it, Mike?
It might be easier to just go off of my notes and then add songs, because like on Kids, it's almost every song that I have a note on.
Okay.
I'm just going to rattle them off. So Nike's On My Feet, solid sample. It has a fun flow in that song.
Yeah.
The Spins, fun flow. Mac Miller is like the best flows.
Yeah, I just like that
None of them are ever the same.
Yeah, he uses a lot of variety in flows. Like when people like get mad at DaBaby for rapping like the same flow all the time. He bodies that flow, and
It's
Right.
like low-key talented that he can fit it
that
in.
he can fit so many different lyrics into one like simple flow.
Yeah.
And I'm actually, and I dive into lyrics a lot, but I think sound is a big thing for me too. You have to have a good voice for it. Like I think DaBaby's voice fits that flow very well. And it's like when you listen to Young Thug, like you know it's Young Thug because of his voice.
Right.
And like I feel like just because he has a high pitched voice doesn't make him do that. It's the way he articulates his accent and everything. The way he sings is what makes him Young Thug. That's why I like Jid. That's why I like Kendrick.
I love Jid.
That's why I like
Jid's
J. Cole.
voice is great.
They just have such unique voices that fit their style so well.
Right.
One of my favorite rap songs ever is Black Friday. Kendrick Lamar and J. Cole dropped it in like 2015, and it's J. Cole raps on Kendrick's beat, Kendrick raps on J. Cole's beat, and it's just like it sounds so good because I think I really can't remember what J. Cole beat it is off the top of my head that Kendrick raps on.
Isn't it it's off of 2014 Forest Hills Drive.
Is
it what's the
I'm actually gonna
Hands in the Air, the Nice Watch one? What fucking song is that? Fire Squad.
I thought it was Fire.
It might not be the Fire Squad beat, but I thought that's what
I'm
it
gonna go
was.
look at the album real quick.
You want to rattle off a note while he looks that up?
No Role Models.
Okay.
It's the beat from No Role Models, and then J. Cole raps on All Right, and it sounds so good. I like J. Cole's part way better than Kendrick's, but they're both so incredible on that song. It's just another. I don't know how we got to this point.
You're good.
Where was I? The Spins.
Yeah.
Fun flow that fits along with the driving drums, and the instrumentals fun with the sampled O's.
Yeah. It's a really good car song. I like to play in the car, sing along with a bunch of people. It's a road trip song for sure. It's gotta make a
You're gonna hear
playlist.
this a lot in my notes about how the instrumental's so good, and then like his flow is so good. It's gonna be very repetitive, but
Dude, I actually
just goes to
I'm
show
a
how good they
sucker
are.
for instrumentals.
Oh,
So like one of the main reasons I love like Pine Grove.
yeah.
Are you a big Pine Grove?
Yeah,
fan?
like not as I know that's like your favorite band. I know. Aren't you wearing a shirt of theirs right
He
now
is,
too?
he
Yeah.
is. Yeah.
I know a good amount of their music, but I haven't dove super deep into
so
it.
He branched me into them, and it's like, I don't know. We both just love them for so long, man. It's like a big part of their music that I like is like when they break down and they go into solid instrumentals, and they do it a lot, man. And their guitar player, just the way they write, man, it's just gorgeous.
And with Max instrumentals too, they just get better and better and
They
better.
get way better. Yeah.
And
Because he has like
and it's-
Ludwig,
and it-
right? Ludwig. Same guy that did like Redbone. for Childish.
Right.
Did he produce?
I think he did.
I don't think it was him. I can't remember the dude's name that did the last 2 albums, but I thought he scored movies and shit. I'm gonna look it up right now. I don't think it's Ludwig though. I know Ludwig does all of Gambino's shit.
Ludwig does other.
I know he does
Another
other stuff
rapper.
too, but
But now I'm lost because I was like, I would have put money that it was Mac Miller, so now I have no idea.
I think it's John Bryan, Brion.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
He's like the one that was releasing the albums.
He
for-
finished it after Mac passed. Yeah,
Yeah.
because the album was pretty much, the last album, Circles, was pretty much done. He just had to go in and like polish it up a little bit and
Right.
just treated it with extreme care.
Yeah. Self-care, some would say.
Some would say.
I hate myself.
I should have worn a Mac Miller shirt. I didn't think about that.
Don't mind if I do. We're gonna go back to that Firefly sample really taking me out. His line, "I'm a bad little Jew," that took me out.
Oh my god, dude. That's what I miss about old Mac is because he gets really down like that, and that's one of my favorite takeaway lines in that song. Is
I'm a bad little Jew.
yeah, I'm a bad little Jew. Yeah, I like that one.
Knock Knock, super catchy hook with the knocks in the beat. I think that's probably my favorite part of the song is the hook, but like the
actual like
having like the, I'm guessing it's a bass drum probably, or like maybe it is like an actual door, but it
I wouldn't
adds
be-
so much
yeah.
spice to it. Kool-Aid and frozen pizza.
Love that flow.
He's just being real in that song.
Mhm.
Company send me clothes, so I wear them. I mean,
I wish companies would send us clothes.
yeah, Liquid Death. But something I just saw earlier, I was trying to look up a fact earlier about Mac Miller before you got here.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently Logic got into rapping because of the song.
Oh, really?
Which song?
Kool-Aid and Frozen Pizza
Oh, okay.
is what made Logic do his first mixtape.
That's sick. I didn't
Yeah.
realize that.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Well, I know early Mac worked with the No ID, so that'd make sense that Logic went and got him on his
Right.
early shit too in his last thing he put out. So
Mhm.
that's wild.
I really respect these older albums because then you look back into like his newer stuff when he was still working with Germ,
Mm.
and like you just watch Mac and Germ's relationship just evolve so much.
Oh,
Yeah.
Like their style evolved so well.
Mhm.
It just only got better no matter how different it sounded.
All I Want Is You is singing is Vietnam flashbacks to Eminem singing, but it is better.
I can't remember what the lyric is, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I heard it on the way up here, and I wasn't even paying attention to the title of the song, and I was like, it's fucking Eminem. Well, I didn't hate it, but it was just like
There's something
immediately-
about the way he sang it right there. It sounded
It was
like
I don't think he intentionally copied Eminem's voice. It just came out that way, but
Yeah.
it sounded exactly like him.
Right.
And then the song Poppy is a weird meta moment with him saying, "This song is for the ones that I lost." Wouldn't have hit the same if he was alive, obviously, but
Right.
just weird hearing him talk about it, and it keeps getting weirder.
Mhm.
Yeah. Once you get into faces, man, it just freaks me out.
Yeah.
This is the last note for that album. Back in the day, I love the laugh within the verse, laughing at him
Mhm.
like ha ha ha.
Yeah.
Like, ha, ha, ha. Yeah, that's one of my favorite parts of that song. That's the
He's
that's
got
the last
great hooks.
that's the
Mhm.
last song on the album.
Mm.
That's a great way to end
He's
it.
got amazing hooks.
Blue Slide Park?
Blue Slide Park.
I think this is where I heard him for the first time and then went back and found that mixtape. I think I saw the Party on Fifth Ave video on MTV like before school
God.
one day. I fucking loved that song because of the sample in it. Like, I can't remember what. It's the saxophone. What old song is it sampled? That dun 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 dun. Oh my god.
That sounded like the Cleveland Brown theme song.
That was my note for that song too, is that it has a dope ass sample.
Hold up.
Fuck.
I know I
That's
should
gonna
know.
bother me because now
I know I should know that sample. You hit your notes and I'll find it.
Title track, solid lines, doing shows daily. Call me Jon Stewart. Like that's just one example, but that whole song just has lines like that.
Yeah.
They're just so nice.
PA Nights is actually one of my favorite jam songs on this album.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. What do you have about PA Nights?
I love the synth loop.
Yeah.
And it's nice and soft muffled like sine.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
Under the Weather. How did you feel about that one?
I didn't have enough for that one.
Really?
So
Under the Weather, I really liked that one. That's the one where he's they tell you you're gonna buy. They say you're gonna buy your CD, but they didn't.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I really like that one. He's talking about like people say that show you love, but they don't really fuck with you like that. They're just saying like it's pretty much he's taking the grab at like people like saying like, oh, I went to high school with them, shit
Right.
like that.
Yeah.
Oh, those jerseys are so clean.
Fuck, there they are.
Those are so sexy.
The 900 number by Professors of Funk is what that sample's from.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like no one would have known that.
Damn, this album's way longer than I remember. Missed Calls.
Missed Calls. Yeah, I like the synth and
The synth is really
instrumental.
cool. I really like Missed Calls. I think it really portrays his singing voice well. You were just talking about how it was so Eminem-y in the last album.
His singing gets a lot better.
So much better by the time he reaches the Divine Feminine.
Sorry, real quick, cameras.
Are they shutting off?
Yep, they just went off. Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt that, but
No. What were we saying?
you're talking about synths on
We were
or
just talking
singing
about-
voice,
yeah,
singing
his
voice.
singing voice on
Missed Calls.
Missed Calls. Yes.
Yeah, his singing gets a lot better, and I have notes on that later, but he'll go from like a talking sing to like actually singing eventually. Frick Park Market.
I was just about to say I love that song too.
He has like a similar flow. This is the only time I've noticed it. Similar flow in this song to Donald Trump.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That was the note I had for it.
Did you already talk about Smile Back?
No.
That's another
That's a good
all-time, yeah.
Yeah.
This is nice having three people because I don't have notes for some songs that you guys like, so it's fun hearing like different
There's
opinions.
So many takes. Smile Back is that's it's another song more focused on like haters. Like,
Yeah.
This is when he's getting big into like, you know, like I got all these haters. That's what fuels me. Like this, and then going into obviously BDE going. It's by far my favorite album of Mac Miller's. You get into BDE, which are we all done with songs on that? We kind of just transition.
Yeah, we can switch right
Yeah.
into it.
So yeah, going into BDE, he's really talking all about his haters, you know, and that's what I really like.
So we messed up Best Day Ever because did we just randomly skip it? Or
we just
something?
forgot because it's not in the release order on Spotify since this is the 5th anniversary. So we just jumped into the next one where this should have been. We jumped into it's not watching movies, is it? Yeah, Macadelic.
Macadelic is next, yeah.
So this is the last one we actually listened to today. But still get into it.
It was weird going from circles like the really dark
so
and
you
like
guys
soft,
had
and
to
then we
skip
went to
back to the old shit. Okay.
It was kind of nice though, you know, because it kind of brought the mood back up.
that when you
ending.
get to the very end though, because like people would say BDE is really his first album that blasted off, you know, compared to the other two. The other two did good.
Kids does.
Kids brought him onto the scene for sure because it was his debut, but
I think it's considered more of like a cult classic kind of thing at this point.
It's
but
very gate kept on Twitter for sure. But BDE was really the one that blew him up, you know, especially Donald Trump and everything. And where was I going with this?
Right.
We
were talking about how Circles was dark.
Oh yeah, so you get all the way to the very darkest parts, and then you come back to one of his staple albums from his early career, and you really get to see how far it came.
yeah.
And hearing him be like 18 versus almost 27.
Yeah.
His voice changed
Yes.
just enough that you can tell.
Mm-hmm.
His mood too. That's the big thing.
Yeah,
these albums were all just like him having fun for the most part. You know what I mean? Just a good time.
Always talking about smoking weed, and then he gets to like when you get more advanced in smoking weed, and just kind of mellow out.
And then he's like, I do crack.
Yeah. One of my favorite, this is off topic, jumping ahead, one of my favorite lines off of Faces where he's talking about like how he bought his grandma like a diamond or whatever because we both love rocks. He's talking about crack or whatever. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I fucking love that line.
All right.
Best day ever.
Yeah, best day ever. I love the intro. Intro is one of my favorite album intros out of every artist ever. I love the flow. I love the lyrics on it.
It's a classic.
It's
That was
such a
my
classic.
note. Is classic.
Mhm.
Yeah, classic. Period. That's it.
The soft little keys coming in at the beginning of it all
Well,
twinkling.
and that's another thing I really like. The BD bonus came out on the anniversary remastered.
I like that version better than.
I arguably do too. The beat fits it well. It's slower.
Yeah.
It's more down to earth. But I like the way, because Get Up is really a song that artists do this all the time. It's intended. You're supposed to get grooving. Get up. It's literally to get you in the feel, and then you go into Donald Trump, a staple.
Yeah.
A staple in Mac Miller's discography.
He composed the song track order very well.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so it's lit to see that, and that's why the actual version fits so well at number one, because it gets you. It's like, hey, this is what these lyrics are gonna be like. This is what the flows are gonna be like, and then Get Up gives you like, hey, this is what the beats are gonna be like, and then you get into it.
And then the next song's like, get fucked.
Yeah,
Yeah.
fuck.
I'm rich.
Yeah, Oy Vey starts talking a lot about how he's one day I'm gonna be so rich I can buy my mom's a house. You know, he starts talking about all the money he's making at such a young age. But you gotta think, man, that factors into all the shit that he went through.
Yeah.
He ended
What
up-
he got into.
Yeah, what ended up being the death of him, man. You get all that money at a young age, especially in that era, bro. It's not social media heavy.
Right.
It's very real person interactions, going to parties, shit like that.
And being from the Berg, that's a tough place to
Yeah,
be.
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah,
Be
it's
young with money.
It's
too.
when you dive into it, man. It's crazy to look at. He's talking about like all this money he's making, all his haters, all his fame. There's a lot of goofy songs on this album, in my opinion. I love it, but it's very goofy. Wear My Hat, goofy ass song, man.
I was just about to say I do like that one though. I like the instrumental more
Yeah,
than anything
the
of it, just the
instrumental's
vibe
really
of it.
banger
But
on that
yeah,
one. Yeah, Play Your Cards Right is a very goofy song as well. There's quite a few of them.
Wake Up, the synth in that is like an indie rock synth.
Yeah, yeah, that's a super upbeat one too. That like,
Yeah.
I don't know where to go with that.
That's all the notes I had for that one.
I
I didn't
said-
take any notes on that one.
say I didn't. This was at the end of it. I already had it all saved, so I can't resort to that as talking points. But I don't know. I like the Wiz Khalifa feature, obviously on Keep Floating. That's a great one.
I somehow missed that, and then I heard that song coming up here, and I was like, oh, fucking Wiz Khalifa.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a really good song.
So that would take us to Macadelic then.
Macadelic.
Yeah.
Sadly, Macadelic is probably like my least listened to Mac album.
Really? I enjoyed it. I thought it was...
I love it.
I didn't even know it was an album.
Very
Off-
horny.
It is a horny-ass album.
Yeah, it's a very horny album. That's why I don't listen to it so much, man.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't want to be listening to music in the car, bro, and there's
Just
just like
fucking moaning.
6 different tracks of bitches
Can't
moaning.
turn
Bro.
it to anyway.
Yeah. I'm just,
Stop
Vitamins.
grabbing it.
Vitamins is probably my favorite song.
Let's see what
On
I
the
got
whole
for
thing.
Vitamins. I don't have anything on Vitamins.
I really like the intro. It's like I can't remember if it's a synth or not off the top of my head, but it's just like mellow, and then it's very quiet, and you just hear Matt come straight into the mic, and he goes, "Take your vitamins."
It's all like reverby.
Yeah.
I think my favorite off the album is America, the one with Casey Veggies and Joey Badass. I don't
Yeah.
know why.
Joey
Just-
Badass makes any
Great
song better,
features.
man.
Yeah.
Joey
Great
Badass is just a fucking
Joey Badass makes better features than he does his actual stuff.
That's how I feel about I think it's Gunna is who I feel.
Yeah.
Gunna's
Yeah.
I agree
a
on
way
that.
better feature than
Like T.Y. Dolla $ign.
yeah. Yeah, this is a slim album for me. It's really long. I'd have to really go back in and delve in it. Fight the Feeling has Kendrick Lamar in it, so it's automatic staple.
Right.
You can't.
That song's horny as fuck.
Yeah, that's but it is the staple. Is I think it was one of those songs that was released as a single
Yeah.
off that album. So
Oh,
I said
lucky
yeah,
ass,
like I knew.
lucky ass bitch too. The one with Juicy J.
yeah,
Great Juicy J
that's
feature.
that's a good song to listen to if you're like mad at any female.
Fuck her to sleep, then she pay for my taxi is such a hard line.
Yeah.
Like I fucked her to sleep, then I stole money for her so I could get some money from her so I could get home.
So sick.
The Juicy J feature was not bad in that song either.
No, I liked it
I
a
love
lot.
it.
I love Juicy J.
Old Juicy J, like beginning Juicy J, was not terrible. Juicy
Beginning
J
Ju-
now is.
I don't know. He still makes some pretty good stuff, but
That's just my opinion.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I didn't know he still made music.
oh really? I don't. It's not a ton. I think it's more feature heavy.
Right.
Obviously now, one of my favorite rap songs is the One of Those Nights, Juicy J and The Weeknd. If y'all haven't heard that, go check that song out. It's fucking sick.
I'll have to look at that.
I'm not sure if I've heard of that song.
It's great. But back to Mac.
Back to the Mac.
Yeah.
The Mac is back. 1 through 8. Weird meta feeling asking how the weather is after he's dead.
That one is hard.
What was my? Oh, it happens a lot in his music. We know that we've been talking about it. But another thing I put in the moment, I was thinking about how X did that a lot too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like especially X's
I feel
last album, Skins.
Juice WRLD did it a lot too.
Yeah,
To be honest, it's weird. It's creepy.
It's like they knew something.
they're all
Yeah.
just hanging out somewhere. I'm sure.
The Question with Lil Wayne.
Oh, yeah.
That old Lil Wayne.
Yeah.
is, like
It's
my favorite.
It's nostalgic. I like the song because of the nostalgia.
New Lil Wayne's trash. Have you heard his songs with MGK?
Oh, I'd prefer not to listen to MGK.
Don't.
To be honest. I'd just rather not.
It'll ruin your day.
Yeah, we're
We
shitting
listen-
on you.
We listened to MGK's newest album.
The
and then
day
we-
it came out.
The day
yeah.
it came out, and we were in such a bad mood. We got angry and shit. It was terrible.
We were live tweeting every song on our Twitter page too for the podcast. It was a shit show.
Thoughts. And going back to, I have notes on Loud and Thoughts from a Balcony. Loud,
Loud is sick.
banging groove, and I like the string type
Mm-hmm.
keys. And then Thoughts from a Balcony is another amazing instrumental.
Mm-hmm.
Just a common thing with his music is he has amazing instrumentals.
Right.
Does that take us to? I'm
I'm ready for watching.
watching movies.
Yeah.
This is one of my favorites too.
I
It's-
love this album.
It's not my
man.
favorite album. I think that's gonna be Good
another
AM.
album.
Huh?
This is another album I didn't know about.
Oh really?
This is when
I knew about Kids, Best Day Ever, and then
Swimming in Circles.
Yeah.
This has some of my
Oh, Good
favorite
AM.
features on this of his like discography too.
Mhm.
I love the Star Room. I think it's a great way to start it.
It's a mixtape feeling song.
It's just
Yeah.
I don't as much. I just said I don't listen to this album a lot, and I listen to all his other albums way more than this. And this is probably I would mark this as his most underrated album.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you said, the Star Room, amazing. Go right into it. Avian, amazing.
Mhm.
Earl sweatshirt on that feature.
I was just about to say Earl.
amazing, bro.
The Absol feature on Matches.
Mm-hmm.
I think my favorite song off of here is Red Dot Music with Action Bronson. I don't
really-
know why. It's just a great time.
Yeah, I really like that one. My favorite song on this album is Suplexes Inside of Complexes.
Oh yeah, it's a great one too.
And I like the where's the line at? Let me find it.
Well, you look for that Euphoria. It's one of my favorite slow songs by
Oh
him.
my
that's
God, I
that's
love
where you
that
really
song.
notice his singing getting
I-
better too.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, it's awesome. I always said I wanted that song played at my wedding, man. That's a great song.
Mm-hmm.
My favorite song off of this album is "Okay" with Tyler.
I was just about to mention that
And
one.
Tyler's fucking bars. In that
Yeah.
song.
Yeah, so the staple bar in Suplexes Inside of Complexes is when he said, I heard you and your girl live in a duplex. I put her ass in a suplex. The sun east, the moon west. You have a clue. What does a clue get? Nothing. And then it goes straight into the feature.
Mm.
And who is on the feature on this song? I have to look that up.
I hate when people aren't credited in
I
the
know.
title.
Yeah.
And I can. It always slips my mind.
Going back to Action Bronson, he's not somebody I think about, but he's such a solid rap.
I forget about his music until he drops
Mhm.
a new single, and I go through and just start listening to a bunch of his
I just
shit.
love his flow. But
Yeah.
the featured artist in Suplex is Jay Electronica.
Oh, okay.
Never heard of that person.
I mean, I don't listen to any of their actual
No.
music. I literally just looked at it. Not credited in in the album, and I just looked it up.
I'm Not Real. Gotta love Earl. I think we talked about that already.
The Earl feature is just amazing.
Almost forgot about G's. Sorry, real quick too. Outstanding Schoolboy Q feature.
Dude,
That's
Schoolboy
someone
Q.
else I forget about.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing rapper. Did you have?
That's my note on that. Is he's a lyrical miracle.
True.
Bird Call, Crazy Lines.
Crazy lines.
Mila Kunis in a sundress. I hope she's down for butt sex. The title track has a groovy, hard beat, and the lines are nice. That's my notes for that.
Where is the title track on that?
Watching movies.
Oh, 11. I see now.
Oh yeah. Do you have anything else, Jesse, on that one before we get to Good AM?
No, I'm ready for Good AM.
All right. Like I was saying, this is my favorite album. I don't know what it is. I feel like as far as like his rap music, before we get to the later stuff where it gets more like R&B-ish and more sung,
Right.
I feel like bars and lyrically, this is where he's like, top notch. I remember where I was the first time I heard 100 Grandkids.
I was just about to say 100 Grandkids gets stuck in my head all the time.
I sat there and watched the music video like 8 times in a row whenever I first heard it. I was at a hotel in Texas, saw somebody share a gif of it on Tumblr, and I was like, oh, sick. I didn't know Mac dropped, and just sat there and kept listening through it. I think Doors is a great opener, straight into Brand Name, and then Rush Hour. Like, there's not a song on here I don't like.
That's Mac's spectacular for that. There's just so many albums where there's 3-4 strong stretches that are unskippable.
Right. The
Most of his
Absol
music is unskippable.
Yeah, it's really hard to skip some songs, man.
The Absol feature is amazing. Love the little like spoken word part that Lil B has on Time Flies. Weekend with Miguel is an all-time song.
All-time song, and I'm gonna be that person. I don't hate to keep. I fucking hate like the Spins, Weekend, all the Mac Miller songs that blow up just because of TikTok. It just pisses me off. I don't mean to gatekeep, but it's just like
especially with TikTok, I feel like gatekeeping on TikTok is okay.
Yeah, it's a necessity. Gatekeeping on Twitter is weird.
It's dumbass kids that think they're discovering something that has already been out.
Right.
Ugh, this irks me.
When in Rome, I think is the hardest song on the album.
Yeah, that song gets me turned.
I don't know what it is. I mention it every time to Michael whenever I hear that song. It's something about the fucking snare in that song that just, I don't know, it gets me hype, especially on certain sections of it where they just throw all this reverb on it, just the way it hits. I don't know why. It does something for me that I love that song.
Another favorite on this album, Break the Law.
Oh, yeah.
Break the Law. Started like the opening line, wake up with the taste of pussy still on my breath. Staple.
His iciest lines are probably in that song.
Dude, I can go back and he just has so many good lines in this song.
Whole album.
This whole album, yeah.
I think this is the album where I can't say for sure, but I think I have a note on every single song.
Jesus, start rattling some of those off.
Right, so Brand Name, nice flow, shooting dice with Jesus Christ is
I love that
fucking
line.
awesome. Also the don't give him drugs with bullshit in it.
Oh, that line
What
fucking
are we on? Are we on Faces?
Good AM. Good AM.
He said he's not trying to make it to the 27
To all the
club.
people that sell me drugs, don't mix it with that bullshit.
don't
I'm
mix it
trying
with
not
that
to make it to the 27 club.
Heartbreaking.
Yeah.
Sucks. There's another line. I don't know if it's in that song or not. I can't remember off the top of my head. He says, mixing all these uppers and downers, it's practically suicide.
Yeah.
And I think it's on a song on Faces, if I'm not mistaken. And
Probably.
it just tears me up, man. It hurts to hear it, like after it all happened.
Like he knew he's fucking himself up.
Yeah.
Rush Hour, the world don't give a fuck about your loneliness hits very hard.
No way, no way, no way.
2 Matches, Absol has nice bars. 100 Grandkids, it's sad to hear his promise to his mom about not doing drugs or not having drugs.
Talk about what we were talking about before we started, though.
Oh, this was the fact I was trying to look up. I was trying to find out if 100 Grandkids, when he's talking about when I first made $100,000 if it was from kids. So it'd be like $100,000.
Oh, from kids.
From the album
Kids,
Kids.
because he's also promising his mom that he'd give her grandkids.
Yeah.
I looked it up and I couldn't find anything about it.
That's a smart take.
But I think that's what it's about.
It makes complete
Well, like,
sense once he
part of
said it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. ROS, to this point, I think is like his most like in deep, like I'm in love with somebody song.
Mm-hmm.
Like hey, like I'm in love with this person. This is how I feel. And that whole song's about like falling in love with somebody and then that person leaving you.
Mm-hmm.
That song starts
like, that's
so
his,
beautiful.
It's a whole ballad, bro. And it's I really think that's about like his first actual love.
Yeah.
Like that's what I get off that. Ascension, a beautiful song.
Well, that's one song I don't have a
I really like Ascension.
note on.
This is also the start of where all of his albums from here on out tie into each other.
Mm-hmm.
Where the last song, like the resolve to whatever chord was last played, starts the next.
Yeah, I really like that he did that. I
Yeah.
saw that a long time ago, and I was like, "That's sick. That's that's hard as fuck."
You know, like how the last one, doesn't the song end with like his grandma talking about meeting his granddad and like them falling in love, and then the next album is all about love.
Mm-hmm.
It's just super cool. Something I didn't think about until I listened to Dissect. I don't know if y'all have listened to that podcast any.
Yeah, I need to listen to the Mac Miller one.
Yeah, that's where I got that from. Just straight jacked their shit, but you know, whatever.
Are we gonna do Faces because it was 2014 originally?
Yeah, I was gonna say we listened to Faces before we did.
Oh
Good AM.
fuck, my bad,
Yeah.
my bad.
That's cool though.
Shit.
We can go back real quick.
Yeah.
But this is what we've been talking about pretty much all night. This is the album,
It's the
like
pinnacle
this
of
is
him
that.
talking
This
about
is
drugs.
this is the addiction album.
Mm-hmm.
This is the one where he's like all in that shit, man. And this is like the original like Downturn. I really like Here We Go to start off the album.
Mm-hmm.
It's a really good one. Anything he does with Schoolboy Q, they're just such good friends. They're always gonna flow together.
Oh yeah.
Their songs together are amazing. Angel Dust, that
Angel
was a more
Dust.
upbeat song. It was very upbeat.
Angel Dust, nice hook, don't do coke.
Yeah, pretty much.
Polo Jeans with Earl.
God,
It's a great
such
one.
a classic.
Fucking Earl sweatshirt has amazing features.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Don't I look so good in these polo jeans?
Happy Birthday is a sad one.
That's a very sad one.
Made me feel bad.
Rap Diablo is just hard. Or Diablo,
Dude, I
it's
love
hard as fuck.
Diablo.
I said bars better than Rap Devil.
Dude,
True. Not even close.
rap Diablo Macho whenever I flow.
I'm gonna start through my notes if that's all right.
Yeah, go ahead. We
Inside,
are like
outside.
5 minutes away from the cameras again. Just a heads up.
Okay.
Maybe more like 10, but
Inside Outside, weird hearing him talk about death, especially after when
Mhm.
this was released. Well, re-released. Friends, bars like usual, Schoolboy Q's featured. Angel Dust, I said. Therapy feels like a Tyler the Creator beat. Like it feels like Tyler made that beat. Hard to hear it in my head right now. Polo Jeans, nice instrumental. I like the airy keys.
Mhm.
And then Earl sweatshirt. Happy Birthday made me feel bad. Colors and Shapes has a beautiful instrumental.
Oh, yeah.
Colors and Shapes was lit.
Insomniac, good old Rickstopher Rosling.
That's one of my favorites off of here, too. Did you put it that way in your notes?
I did. Rickstopher
Oh,
Rosling.
my God.
Rick Ross isn't a rap artist that I seek out, but his features, especially from like back in the day, are so solid. New Faces, lit features. Earl, man, I don't even know anymore. Yeah, the hook has got me feeling.
I like, yeah.
Oh, Rain with Vince. Did you mention that one?
Mm-mm.
I like that one, too, because doesn't he have Vince on another song where he's just saying, for all the dead homies?
Yeah.
I can't remember which song that is.
Oh, I gotta go find it
I
now.
don't think it's Rain, though.
It's not.
Um,
It's Diablo. I got a lot of dead homies. Is where he says that at.
I thought there was one, though, where it's like, I don't think it's, Vince is just in the background.
Oh, okay.
Like for the hook section of it. It's just like just sang For All the Dead Homies. I can't remember what that is. That one's heartbreaking though. I don't know, just thinking about.
Mm-hmm. Grand Finale is a tough one to listen to.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very tough one to listen to.
See, like, there were moments where I'd catch myself like, oh, I'm taking a lot of notes, and then I wouldn't take any notes on songs.
Right.
And then now I wish I had notes.
Right.
Like when you feel like you picked one letter too much on the Scantron, so you just like pick a random one.
You look and you have like A 3 in a row, and you're like, well, it's got to be D.
I haven't used D since question 12. I'm on 36 right now. It's got to be D.
That's all I had for that album.
Divine Feminine?
Yeah, Divine Feminine.
I can't talk. Let's get this camera re-upped real quick just to be safe, and we will finish this up.
Hi, welcome back.
We never left.
We've been here forever.
I'm trying to reach you, but your car's extended warranty.
Oh, fuck! They found me. So you're the guy. All right. You want me to go through?
Yeah, go ahead.
Congrats. My God, it's pretty, and his voice is
Mhm.
nice.
I love that song.
His voice on that song, it's rough, but it's a soft rough. If that makes any sense.
I know.
No, I
yeah.
know exactly what you're talking about.
He's got
And
like
that's
a
the song.
gritty voice.
That's the song I was telling you guys about. Like that's why I don't think the album's about Ariana, because of this song when
Is
he's
it
talking.
going to college?
Yeah, I can actually go find that line real quick.
That makes sense why it's called Congrats.
Mm.
Congrats, grad.
Fair point. Dang. Real quick
Yeah,
while he
'cause
looks for that. Oh,
he
go
said,
ahead.
you were everything I ever wanted. Bought the wedding ring. It's in my pocket. Playing nasty the other day. Knew you'd run away, so I guess I just forgot it. Then he said, remember when you went away to college? I was on the phone. We ended up talking. So he's talking. That's got to be somebody different.
Yeah, definitely not Ariana.
I actually really like Dang with Anderson .Paak. I think it's a really good feature.
It's a great feature.
I think he suits that song so well.
Yeah, he's got a smooth voice on it. It's just a very upbeat, fun.
Mm-hmm.
I actually
Listen.
just realized I didn't have that many notes on this album.
Oh, really?
I think it's my least favorite.
Really? It is very lovey.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
a very lovey album.
I think that's probably why. It's not a bad album, though.
Yeah. This is
He's got to be in the mood
It's
for
not
it.
for me, yeah.
Is this his shortest album as well?
I think so. Only
It
10
is
songs.
Yeah.
Under an hour, isn't it? 58.
52.
53 is what I have on Apple Music.
52:37 is what Spotify says.
So probably around
Yeah.
that. There's really not a lot about this album. Like you said, it's just a very lovey album. Shortest one.
Skin, that shit is horny.
Yeah.
Yeah, Skin is very horny.
Is that the one
It-
that's
it's
like licking clits and shit?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's throwback Macadelic vibes for
Oh
sure.
yeah. Cinderella with Ty is sick.
Yeah, that's the song about Ariana.
You were
And then-
saying if that is the one about Ariana, if I remember correctly, you were like, why would you want to claim that one?
Why would you claim that? Because he's talking about you being pantsless and then like asking him to spread your legs and shit.
Or it's like, I think the line you were saying at work was where he says like, you asked me to fuck you like a whore, or something like that.
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah.
why would you claim that?
Yeah. Then there's obviously the song that they did on like the tours together. My favorite part.
oh,
Yeah.
love that song.
I love it too. It kind of sucks to listen to be honest.
Yeah.
And then the
But-
Kendrick feature.
Yeah, Kendrick feature, Goddess Fair, Sexy Nasty. That's the whole one about his grandparents.
Mm-hmm.
Such a great song.
That's the best
It's a
song
really
on the
good
album.
ballad. Kendrick Lamar's perfect for any ballad song. Obviously, my favorite Kendrick Lamar song ever, Duckworth.
Oh,
Entire
Duckworth is
story,
sick.
his entire story of his father. I just think he portrays stories so well.
We is really nice. Fucking Thundercat.
That was something I forgot about, is just like hearing his voice pop up and like background vocals throughout this shit was nice.
Mm-hmm.
He has a great voice, but it's even better for background vocals.
Yeah. Have you seen him performing? It's one of the later songs. He like paid tribute to Mac at one of his shows. God damn it. Now
Is
I
it
just
the
got
one
to go
that's
look
like,
at it. But no. The one he plays bass on. What's the use?
Yeah, what's the...
He performed that song at one of his concerts.
That's
It's
lit.
He was at their...
Tiny Desk.
Tiny Desk.
Yeah.
You should absolutely go watch that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's amazing. He's pointing at the camera like...
I haven't looked at it like once, I don't think. So I'm trying to remember to. We're going to jump into swimming then.
Swimming it is.
This is I mean, again, an incredible album. Every
This
song
hurt.
is saved.
Swimming was the first album that came out right after his death, and
This is my.
It dropped
favorite
right
Mac Miller.
before.
right before.
Yeah, it was
yeah.
like a week or two, I think, before he passed, because he played one show, and then I think like a day or two later passed.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Awful. It's,
Yeah.
It's so painful. I remember this was also the time in my life that I just like broke up with my high school girlfriend, and my car didn't work, so I had to walk like 4 miles of cumulative all like every day to class, bro. And I would just listen to this album on repeat, dude.
It was bad because we lived together. Our schedules were so off that
like
I couldn't help him out.
Opposite. So like I was just shit out of luck.
That sucks.
I was
I'd get home and he wouldn't be there, and then like he'd be coming in just sweaty as shit. And I'm like, see, I gotta go drive my AC car.
Oh man.
It was terrible.
If I felt so bad, but I was like, I can't help you at all.
Right.
Yeah, it was a shitty time. But yeah, this album, I listened to it a fuck ton, dude. Because, I mean, walking a mile to class and then a mile back and then a mile there and then a mile back, like every day. And like when I get hooked on like an album or an artist, it's like I'll listen to it for 2 weeks nonstop. No
Right.
doubt. And so that's what I did with this album. And it got played a fuck ton. And it's still
In
an album
rotation.
I can't go back. I can't skip it if it comes on. If it hits in shuffle, I'm listening to it. Come Back to Earth.
My favorite album starter, I think.
If I didn't already say the other ones that I have, I would say it was my favorite, but it's up there. I think out of every artist I listen to be honest, intro songs are not something you're really excited for because you know it's just going to be something
or what
short.
you think about, really.
Yeah.
Just like what's gonna happen in this album.
But with Mac, he blows you out of the water with each one.
He sets the tone.
And they're all so good. They're all so perfectly placed.
And like, I'm trying to think of. There were some artists that we've gone through for this, where like, the best song on the album will be the intro, and then the rest of it's just disappointing. And Mac Miller's not like that in any of his albums.
Right.
What notes did you have it on, Mike? And we can just riff off of what you have.
So this is my favorite album. So I think I have. Well, I don't have the most notes on this, but I have a lot of notes. Before we listened to Circles, I thought Circles was my favorite. Or before we listened to Swimming, I thought Circles was my favorite, and then going through Swimming, I was like, no, this is my favorite album by far.
I'm honestly looking at it, and it's just like there's
all bangers.
There's
No
not a
skips.
skip. There's
No.
not a skip. I just can't think of one.
Yeah, Come Back to Earth sets a tone for the album right off the bat. Hurt Feelings, I like the message of people change whether they try to or not.
Yeah.
It's nature.
What's the use? Crazy bass line. We were just talking about that.
Insane.
So sick. Thundercat's amazing.
Have you seen the pictures of like him playing some chord shape on bass, and his fucking fingers are just like folded over each other to play? It makes no sense.
And his bass is like not even a bass. It's more like a guitar with bass strings. It's nuts.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Self-Care feels
Incredible.
like the climax of the album.
It's by far. Yeah.
The album's almost like a story. But that feels like the climax, and then the beat switch in that song is so clean.
Very nice.
Ladders, the instrumentals are so good.
You skipped over Wings. I just wanted to say about Wings. Wings is a song I listen to when I get baked a lot, and I always want to do. And if any of you fuckers that are listening steal this, you know, like the stupid ass TikTok trends, like where it'll be like a sound and like they'll just mouth like the words like and put it like in different context. I just want I want to make a plate of wings because I cook wings in my air fryer often. I want to make a plate of wings and just be like, these are my wings. That's all I want to do with that song every time I hear it.
You gotta make it before we put this out.
Okay, yeah, we'll make it while we're here.
I think I have wings.
Ooh, shit.
We're having street tacos for dinner, though. We can waste some.
Street tacos and wings.
Hell yeah.
Shout out Bobo's Chicken on Northeast 23rd Street, and I can't remember the name of the cross street. It's really weird. They're open. It's black owned, bro. Open Fridays and Saturday nights from 11 p.m. to 4 a.m.
Oh my god,
dude. Best fried chicken I've ever had. I had my homeboy take me over there.
That's a wild schedule.
Week. It's crazy, bro. They're in there. It's smoked fried chicken. So obviously not healthy, bro. But they fry the chicken themselves, and they take it into like a connected part of their food truck. They have like a trailer connected to it, and they smoke it in there. And so the plate comes with like I got chicken tenders. You can get wings. It's like a 12-piece wing or like a 12-piece chicken tender for like $15. Loaded in there like 4 little homemade biscuits and some fries. Everything's dusted in like Cajun seasoning with honey on top. Dude,
that sounds
amazing.
fire.
Yeah, shout out
I'm
Bobo's.
just hungry.
Shout out Bobo's.
Shout out Bobo's.
If you're ever in OKC, you got to make the trip at between 11 p.m. and 4 a.m.
Yeah,
on
if you're
Fridays
ever
and Saturdays.
awake and hungry at 3 a.m.
Yeah, and I can't remember the cross street, so past the Capitol, just keep driving down 23rd, and you'll run into it. You'll see it. It's like we got there like at exactly at 11. I think this was last Friday. We got there at exactly at 11, bro, and there was just like 30 people lined up already.
God damn.
It's crazy, but it's so worth it.
Ooh.
My bad.
If I skip over anything, just interject. I'm gonna go to Small Worlds. The synchronized a natural feeling flow. I don't know what I was trying to say there.
Probably auto-corrected or something.
Probably.
Yeah.
His flow, it just feels natural coming out of him. Like, there are a lot of rap artists that their flow is like forced, and you can tell.
Yeah.
All of his flows they just come out of him.
Yeah, it's really smooth. I really like Dano. Dano's probably one of my favorite.
Yeah.
One of my favorites on this album. It's more of a lovey-dovey song.
Mm-hmm.
Goes into
That song, I came up with this idea in my head that Mac has created his own genre of music.
Yeah.
Because it's just a mix of so many different genres into one thing. Like, Dano is the pinnacle of that. Because it's not really rap, and it's not really hip-hop, and it's not really anything else.
It's not really R&B. Yeah, I get what you're saying. Jet Fuel, really long song, cool beat change.
Jet Fuel, 2009, beautiful
Classic.
song.
Strings are amazing.
Yeah.
I just saw the dude that produced that song originally, that created that string part. I just saw on TikTok he posted, and it was something like he didn't have, like, he was using like a pre-made string section like on some kind of app, and he had the melody, but he didn't have like anything to make it the low parts. So like he he doubled over like multiple different instruments, like smaller string instruments, and like played like the lowest notes like that would register, and like doubled it over to crank the sound up to make it sound like that, to originally get that beat to sound like that.
That's sick.
And it was really cool to watch him do that. It was, and like hear it like before he changed it all, he like played like the original. Sounded really sick.
That's cool.
Oh yeah.
So It Goes is a great closer.
Oh yeah.
I think it caps off that album perfectly. It's fun to sing along to. It's a really good jam song. That's what I had on that one.
You got anything?
No, I think we hit everything. It's damn near a perfect album, you know, if not is 100% a perfect album. It's incredible. The strings towards the later half just sound so cinematic and like big.
Mm-hmm.
It just, I don't know, it hits different.
I was thinking this earlier. I know that they're all connected through like resolving notes.
Mm-hmm.
But I couldn't remember if it's swimming or circles. The guy that does dissect,
Mm-hmm.
we're going to talk about that again, I guess. I saw a YouTube video before he did the season on Mac.
Yeah.
Where he was talking about how one of the albums perfectly loops with itself as well.
I think it's this one. I think
thought
it's
it was this one,
circles.
but I wasn't
It's
sure.
circles, yeah.
Loops,
It's
it's-
like double entendre.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So let's dive into that one.
Yeah.
Well, Circles is a beautiful song.
And it's another one I'm looking at that's just no skips.
Mm-mm.
At all.
The last 2 albums, honestly immaculate.
Yeah.
And I was really glad when this came out after his passing. It was really pleasant to get another album from him.
They released it in like good time.
In a good time, bro. It was a dark place, bro.
Yeah.
And everybody could use that. Everybody used that really well.
Fucking hurt still listening to it though.
Yeah.
Yeah, it hurt a lot.
Yeah, Blue World was the one that was the tearjerker to kick it off. Well, obviously Circles because you get to hear his voice again, and that's like
Right.
a big thing. But like Blue World, and it's like the sample, and it's a blue world without you.
Have you seen how Disclosure made that beat? Do you remember Disclosure at all? They had a big song with Sam Smith back in the day. I can't remember the name of it. I watched a whole, I don't know if he did it on Twitch or YouTube, but you can watch him break down how what sounds like the chords whenever he's rapping is just the vocal sample of them singing "It's a Blue World." He just chops it up. It's so sick to see how he did it. You're talking about tearjerker. Whenever the single came out, Good News, fucking cried hearing and watching that video the first time it came out.
That was a good one. I'm trying to think. I would have been at Cracker Barrel already. Like, I remember, like, very vividly, like, first starting working at Cracker Barrel when this album came out. And like I said, bro, like I said, I'll get hooked on artists. I've actually gotten a lot better at it now. Like, when I get hooked on an artist, I try to listen to all their discography just in case, like, there's actually been some albums that I didn't listen to before I, like, really got into them. So if I get, like, on a second, third hook on an artist, I'll listen to everything. I just recently went back and, this isn't an exact example, but, like, I went back and re-listened to all of Kendrick's old stuff. It's like I went through, like, front to back on Section 80, and it was so amazing. But, I'll get on hooks on, like, solid songs. Like, when he releases as a single, it's probably the only song that played in my car for at least 4 days.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Just, like, if I wasn't in the car with somebody else, I'd just put it on repeat. But if somebody's in the car with me, like, I'd have to play it at least once or twice. But if I'm in the car alone, it's staying on repeat.
Hand-Me-Downs.
Beautiful
Song.
Again.
Yeah, very good singing. He sang a lot on this album. Surf. The Surf is probably my favorite on this album. The main thing about Surf is I recommend, if you haven't or if you don't regularly, listen to it with headphones. And it's so good with headphones.
I did skip Everybody. I want to go back to that song. Incredible cover. If you haven't heard, there's like 2 other versions of this song. I know there's one that was on the Jojo Rabbit movie, but that's not the original release. There's another one. I can't remember who did it, but Mac's cover of it is beautiful.
I'll have to check that out. I didn't know that was a cover.
There's 2 different versions you can find. I'll find them and send it to...
My note for that is his music is really surreal.
Yeah.
I mean, we knew that already. We've been talking about it.
Did we already say... Go ahead.
Woods, his flows are good, and they're always different and fresh. I've said that already, but
very diverse in his flows. Yeah, and Woods is a good example for that.
Oh yeah.
Did we talk about Once a Day?
The closer, we haven't. It's probably one of my favorite closings of all of his albums.
Yeah. How soft his voice is whenever he's singing on that is just...
And it's very real. It really is, like, once a day. Like, it just takes you into, like, a normal everyday life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's weird to hear somebody like that lost their life talk about, like, an everyday routine.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, it's crazy. That was a good session.
Yeah,
It's a lot of good albums.
I think it was good for me as, like, calling myself a Mac Miller fan to go and listen to every album,
right?
Because
really
like I had never heard
watching movies.
Never heard watching movies. I knew about the Divine Feminine, but I didn't listen to it.
Blue Slide Park.
Blue Slide Park. I didn't know that was an album.
Blue Slide Park was probably one of the few albums that I never really got into. That when I went back and listened to it years later, it was probably like 2016, 2017. I was like, damn, been missing out on so much. There's so many good Mac songs on there.
Oh yeah. List.
The list. This list is so hard for us now, Jesse.
This is something that we meant to do earlier today. We're gonna split it up into genres. We talked about it.
Very top heavy right now.
Yeah, we're gonna split it in genres because like the last 2 or 3 artists we've listened to have just like kept getting the number 1 spot, and it's just getting harder and harder.
I mean, besides Nickelback, since Darian's episode, everybody's been at the top.
Right. I can go through the list real quick just as a reminder. As of right now, from top to bottom, it goes Foo Fighters, Nirvana, J. Cole, Jay-Z, Miley Cyrus, 4 Year Strong, Frank Ocean, Eminem, Issues, Woe Is Me, Creed / Limp Bizkit, A Day to Remember, Nickelback, and MGK. So
have you listened to A Day to Remember in a while?
Dude, there's shit that we were into. Like, one album I think is good, everything else is
That's what we were on.
terrible, bro.
It was like
I didn't think about it.
Homesick and What Separates Me from You. That's
Mhm.
Beautiful albums.
Yeah.
Everything else terrible. And I didn't realize that because those were the only 2 albums I'd ever listened to by them. I had never touched a single song other than that. And I watched the first episode. That was first episode, right? I watched the first episode whenever it first came out, and I was like, Jesus Christ, they are fucking terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's awful.
Or you two are the ones that got me into Issues,
Mm-hmm.
and I think we all stopped listening to Issues around the same time.
Around the same time, like right after they kicked Michael out, I was like,
Yeah.
It's like they're gonna be trash now, and they were.
Yeah.
and it keeps getting worse.
I'm excited to see what they do now with Tyler being gone.
Mm-hmm.
Because they talked about, I don't know if they're gonna bring in a full-time vocalist again. Because I mean, fuck, their bass player has an insane voice.
Yeah, he's nuts.
AJ has
AJ
has
crazy
outstanding,
vocals, yeah.
outstanding vocals. They've talked about being a like instrumental group, but then bringing in like a featured artist for like every song,
That'd
pretty
be
much.
sick as fuck.
I think that'd be great. They're great musicians. I think they
Is,
could make something incredible.
Is Josh Manuel still with him?
Yeah.
Oh man, I'd be so down for that.
That was like the best drummer pickup that
Yeah.
I've seen
Yeah.
when that happened.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. Second best. I have to say, Paramore has the #1 drum pickup.
Oh yeah.
True.
The transition was just so seamless.
Mm-hmm.
Came out and dropped another banger album
It's
right
not even
after.
one I even thought about.
I didn't even think about it.
That's probably the best. Like, you have to switch drummers, pick them up.
Right.
That's probably the best. But Josh Manuel is up there. It was really that. I like going back and watching all of Josh Manuel, like Josh
His
Manuel
covers.
covering the songs
Mhm. Yeah.
before he was in the band, and I was like, "You're just a
He's got this
badass,
shit
bro.
down.
You're
Yeah.
just a badass, bro."
But yeah, we're gonna eventually separate out genres because it feels wrong doing like even though Miley Cyrus isn't #1, it feels bad doing her that way because she has amazing music.
Right.
Feels bad doing Frank Ocean that way because he's even farther down now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then like Jay-Z and J. Cole deserve to be near the top.
Right.
They're getting pushed down now.
Yeah, and I'm sorry, but you guys are gonna have to push everybody down once you scroll past Kendrick. Once you get to Kendrick, he's got to go near the top.
Right. I mean, we'll have to see once we get there.
The rap list is going to be long.
The rap
and
list is
the
gonna
rap and the rock are going to be the longest.
It's going to be
Probably.
tough too, just to keep reorganizing and going off of it. But if we're talking about placement on the current list right now, I'm having a hard time just because, like, biased. I love Foo Fighters. It's my favorite band.
Mm-hmm.
But I almost feel like Mac has to go at the top
Yeah.
just because the growth he had throughout his music career
The versatility.
is insane. The versatility. I think if we're talking about like evolutions of artists, especially like modern day, right? Mac and Tyler, the creator,
Yeah.
are just above and beyond everyone else from like their era. It's insane. The
And
way
without having a lull of transition.
it's just they did it seamlessly. Like people hate on Cherry Bomb. It's not
Cherry
a bad
Bomb's
album.
great.
Yeah.
People forget that Tyler the Creator had like 2 award-winning albums in less than a year.
Right. So that's why I'm feeling, as much as I love Foo Fighters, and I know this list is going to get re-ranked and moved around once we split it up into genres, I kind of want to put Mac at top just because.
He's deserved #1 in my opinion.
Yeah.
And obviously you're going to put him at #1.
I will put him on there.
We were talking about, I don't know if we got it on camera, but
Mm-hmm.
having like an argument to talk about.
Mm.
How do you feel about Creed or Limp Bizkit?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, to be
Have
honest,
you listened to either?
I've never listened to either. Not a single one. I didn't know Limp Bizkit was a real band until like 2019.
That hurts me to hear, man.
I'm gonna be completely honest.
That's like a core childhood memories playing an old NHL game, and that was the intro. So it's just weird to think people didn't know about Limp Bizkit.
What's a popular Limp Bizkit song? I bet I'll know it.
Rollin',
yeah,
rollin'.
Okay,
Rollin'.
okay, yeah,
Yeah.
okay. I knew that song.
Right.
So I just never connected the artist. It's not like something.
the
That's something
Limp
that you're
Bizkit
gonna-
song I can think of.
It's something you're going to have to do then, because we'll have you on another one. you'll have to go and listen to all of Creed and Limp Bizkit. That way, whenever you come
Well,
back,
if you want, just listen to the top songs.
nah.
Especially with Creed and Limp Bizkit, only listen to the top songs.
I can do that. The sports debates we passed up on, we were going to talk about what the hardest position in hockey was.
Oh yeah, let's do that real quick.
We'll start with Tanner. He's probably got the hottest take.
Me? Fuck.
And
I don't
go.
know. In my mind, I feel like goalie obviously
Right.
is the
I feel
most
like goalie's
stressful thing.
It got to be the cop-out position.
Right. It's
But
the easy answer.
I think...
Next to that, defenseman?
Yeah, probably really it. I mean, I would on it like there's debates like in baseball you could debate catcher's the hardest, but some people say short, some people say pitching. You know, there's so much debate in that. I feel like hockey might be one of the sports where goalie is clear cut the hardest position, and there's no debate about it.
I have a counter.
Go ahead.
Forward.
Why is that?
You have to go against the goalie.
Well, that's fair.
That is fair.
But
Imagine being a finisher and you have to go up against Marc-Andre Fleury.
and then you
But I feel like
you better be on top of your game or you're not
I feel
scoring.
like the shooter, the forward always has the advantage.
right.
Always has the advantage.
Yeah, they always know what they're gonna do, and
Because-
they can have a plan B like that.
Because the thing is another huge thing you have to think about when playing goalie is that it's kind of just muscle memory. Like they look back every now and then, but it's muscle memory of where they're at, and how much of the goal they're covering.
Right.
They don't know what that forward can see. That forward could see an angle that the goalie has no clue about,
Or
and
what
that
kind of
puck-
deflection they can get off of someone out in
Yeah,
front of the
and
net.
The puck is so small and moves so fast. There's just the reaction time would be insane.
Because also as the forward, your goal is like, yeah, there's other players like on defense that you're going against, but your goal is to get it at the goalie. That's your mission. As a goalie, you're worrying about everyone else in front of you too, not just the dude who
Not
has the
just-
puck.
yeah, not
You got to
just the
think
person
about
shooting.
who's on this side of the ice open for a quick one-timer, where your defenseman's positioning is at. Like it's
Yeah, and that's why I feel like football's another one that's easy, especially when you get to professional level. Quarterback by far the hardest in my opinion. You got to think a lot of times everybody learns the playbook, but you really kind of only learn what you do, especially wide receivers. Like they know the routes, but a lot of times you'll see quarterbacks will call plays and wide receivers will be like, yo, so what am I supposed to run on this?
right.
They'll come out and talk about it. What am I supposed to run on this? Quarterback has to know what everybody's going to
It's
run.
like, dumbass, you
Like,
hook left.
I don't even think it's just like the play factor for quarterback in football too, though. I think if you get into it, like every loss kind of comes back on the
comes back,
quarterback
it's the most
solely.
yeah.
Yeah.
Mental toughness got to be the hardest
Yeah.
position for that.
Reading defenses,
Yeah.
I can't do it on Madden.
It doesn't matter how good you played, like you will get blamed for missing this throw. You know what I mean? Like they're
Yeah.
like that would have won the game.
Yeah.
So
When people don't realize how hard it actually is to throw like 50 yards in like a 10-yard window.
We've tried.
Yeah.
It's fucking hard.
Yeah, to get in like a 10-yard window, like while everybody's moving.
Right.
Yeah, come on, man.
Yeah, OBJ.
It's so weird that I feel like hardest positions are very easily debatable, but like at the end of the day, they don't get that much credit.
mm-mm.
And
What would it be in NBA?
that's a tough one.
If you think about plays,
The NBA is getting way harder, especially because it's becoming positionless, dude.
Mm-hmm.
And basketball plays are like intricate. A lot of times teams don't run set plays as set players, so it's like the
Right.
power forward's not always going to be at this spot every time this play is ran. Everybody kind of has to know the plays because it's like if there's a shooting guard and a small forward and you're running the play on the left side of the court and you just happen to be in the corner when somebody's supposed to be there, that's your spot for that
hey,
play.
that's your job now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so you got to know what that person's supposed to do. So I think collectively, basketball's it's such a tough one.
I want to throw in center as the hardest.
That's what I was
Center,
gonna say.
it's the most physical. I would also go on to say either shooting guard or small forward, or probably small forward because it's more all around. But that's where you're going to have most of your people that can score and defend. That's where a lot of lockdown players. You're also like in like the middle size. So like if they have a really good defender, big defender, they're going to put them on you. If you have a really good like perimeter defender, you're always going to be facing like the toughest defensive player most of the time when you're playing on the wing. So
Right.
the fact that like good scorers like Kevin Durant when you play in the wing makes them so. That's what makes them so entertaining is because they're always getting locked. Like like KD always getting locked up by Kawhi, and then you still get to watch KD drop 40 on one of the greatest defenders. Like, that's what's awesome. So I'd probably say somewhere on the wing in basketball, but basketball really is becoming positionless as the day goes by.
It's all around.
Yeah. You got 7-footers playing point guard. You got
people
6'5" guys playing
positions.
centers. It doesn't matter about height anymore, man. It's just about who's going to get out there and ball. Who's got talent.
Who's the hardest basketball player to be? I say Kyrie Irving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be hard. It would be hard to be Kyrie Irving.
Yeah. It's just
you just
tough situation.
supposed to be one of the best basketball players.
Well, he can fully play now, right?
Then,
Yeah, he's good now.
Yeah, that's what's up. That's
and then
what's
he's like, yeah, my religion.
up. Yeah, he's a hoot.
he's something.
Not trying to, feel like I'm ending it early. It's been a long one, but I think they literally just died.
There we go.
Let's hit the cameras real quick so we can do this outro. Or do you even care if we have the cameras going? I say let's get the cameras. Okay.
Why not?
Thanks for watching. Trying to think of things to plug real quick. Follow Jesse on Twitter.
Please.
I'll get that Twitter handle on the screen.
Awesome.
I have like 230. Sometimes people don't follow me because I don't tweet, and then sometimes I'll like something that's like subjectively like on like the political borderline, and they'll be like, "Oh, I'll follow this guy." So it's like 230ish.
Jesus Christ.
I felt that coming for a minute.
That was brutal. You would have scared the fuck out of the dogs.
They're gonna hate me for sure.
If you're in the OKC, Oklahoma area, don't forget Afloat. We're playing Norman Music Fest April 30th, 8 p.m. at the Red Brick Bar.
Red Brick, yeah. That's a
Red
twister.
Brick Bar.
Who's dick?
Reds. Foreman.
Oh.
So show up to that. We're excited for it. Make sure you're following all of our socials: TikTok, Twitter, Instagram. Share with your friends, all that good stuff. You got anything else to wrap it up?
You have anything?
No, I'm all good.
You wanna end it for us?
How do I end it?
We're just gonna
However
go
you
on.
want.
Yeah, this is
However
all
you
you.
Ooh.
It's your ending.
You could even do like a hot sports take or something,
And then we'll just
cut there.
Man, that's tough. Hot sports take. I don't know, man. What do you have? What's a hot sports?
How do you feel about OBJ wanting to go back to Cleveland?
That's fucking weird, bro. That's hella weird. I also think Odell's kind of a little bitch. Same thing with Anthony Davis.
Mm-hmm. Just roasting AD.
Dude, I fucking hate Anthony Davis. But, yeah, Odell, bro. He had an electrifying season, like once in New York. And also, we don't know was that because of Eli Manning or what? Like, who knows? I mean, he made some crazy catches, but he didn't fit well with Cleveland's system, and I think he handled that completely wrong. He handled that like a fucking child.
Yeah.
You had to bring your dad into it.
Yeah, your
You're
daddy
an
had to
adult
come
man.
save you, a bitch. So, yeah. That's what I think of Odell Beckham Jr.